of you for joining us this wonderful evening. And I'm happy you are joining us. And guys on YouTube, we are live on YouTube also. Guys, please, hello. Okay. And please, before we begin, IPOB guys, if you remember from your command and control center, you were told not to come here. Please, we don't need noise. This one is for mature people only. As you can see, the morons that have commented, I've blocked them already. So we are going to do this in a mature way. I welcome each and every one of you. Sorry I couldn't make it in the morning. There was no morning broadcast. I had to run some errands and went to the market, did some shopping to make sure that everything here works as we plan. So without wasting any further of our time, I want to welcome our brother, Dr. Clifford Iroanya. My brother, good evening, welcome, and please introduce yourself to the members of the audience, and you begin from anywhere you like. I'm a spectator today.
Thank you very much, my dear brother, Ijele. God bless you.
Welcome. You too.
And I'm very privileged and honored to be here, and also welcome your fans and viewers all over the world, wherever they are. My name is Clifford Iroanya. I believe you can see that below on just at the bottom of the screen. I don't hide. This is my name. I have only one Facebook account, and this is the name you can find in my US passport, in my academic certificates, where I work. Everything about me is Clifford Iroanya, even though my grandmother called me Okereke because I was born on a K-Day on the 9th of June 1965. But this is who I am, Clifford Iroanya. I don't have a duplicate name. I don't have a name in one name in Nigerian passport and another name in a foreign passport. I maintain one name, and that is it only. And I come from Nnamdi. And again, just to make this point clear, like I talked about people having duplicate names, I am very proud of my Aro ancestry. There are some people who are from Aro by hook or crook. Their father became Eze in a foreign land, but they don't say about it. They are from Aro, in case people don't know. Those people are from Aro, people, just like myself, but they are not proud to identify with their Aro ancestry. So I'm an Aro Chuku man. My people migrated from Aro Chuku to Aro Ndizaku. From Aro, they settled in the present day Oguta area in where Mutala created in 1976 and called it Imo State. I am from the original Olo senatorial zone, which is where you come from too. You are from Olo.
Yes. Yes.
So, I am an engineer. I work in the oil and gas industry. I'm a project management professional, and I am a subject matter expert in an area called corrosion engineering. I'm an pipeline integrity engineer, and I'm a senior project management engineer for that matter, project manager, senior project manager for that matter, with a lot of people, both black and white, working under me in my corporate headquarters in downtown Houston. So I'm happily married to my university classmates, and we have 4 children. 3 of them will graduate, 1 with master's degree in civil engineering, and my last child is going to graduate next year from Texas Southern University. I have 2 engineers, and 1 to be a lawyer and the other 1 to be a social worker. So by the grace of God, God has been very faithful to me, and I give him all the thanks and praises because he is the only one that is supreme in my life. And I believe in the life of anybody that was created by God. Unless you are not created by God, then you can begin to claim supremacy, either with God or even over God. Thank you. That's a little bit about myself.
Welcome, my brother, and I hope our people, you've heard that long prose, because this is beyond CV and this is beyond introduction. This is just a book. You can write a whole book just for what he has just said. But we go on, at least you know the pedigree of the person we are speaking with. That doesn't mean that if you don't have all those qualifications that you are not a human being or he's just bragging, but we need to lay some facts on the ground, because someone somewhere is parading himself as an intellectual. Meanwhile, he's just an MC, a poor man's MC, who found himself in a position where he can fool some people who will be listening to him. But that's not where we are going to. We are not going to descend to that level. Today, we want to focus on the real facts. We want to focus on real facts, things that most of us don't know. Because I myself, I only heard about IPOB in, I think that was around 2016. That was when I heard about IPOB, and in 2017, I attended the meeting once. So I'm not going to pretend that I know how everything began, and but I can tell you where it is going to now and how they've run it ever since I took interest in the organization. I was never a member, I'm not going to lie, but I've attended their meetings severally, like 3-4 times. I've attended their meetings. So, my brother, for someone who doesn't know who Nnamdi Kanu is, or who doesn't know the inner workings of IPOB, or who doesn't know how IPOB started and where it started and how you all, most of you fell apart with each other, and by falling apart with each other, I mean almost the founding members being at loggerheads, non openly at war with Nnamdi Kanu. Please explain to us how you got involved with IPOB and what transpired between you and the so-called supreme leader.
Thank you very much, Mazi Jebe. I am going to answer that question. It's going to be a long one, so I will create an audience of listeners to be patient. However, before I answer your question, I have to make this very critical and urgent and very important statement here. Now, there is a new practice in town. There is a new practice in town. This new practice is that IPOB members, their Iraqs and their cockroaches, even up to the point of Uchemefo, they have devised a new tactics. And what is that new tactics? They cut off only a small portion of whatever you say and play it or manipulate it to suit their purpose. I have to make this very clear so that from today, after this broadcast, anybody that sees, watches, or hears anything from IPOB, including Nnamdi Kanu and Uchemepo and all the rest of the cockroaches, the person will begin to take with a pinch of salt. I have 3 examples. Example number 1. On the 4th of July, I was interviewed by Daughters of Truth. 4th of July. Nigeria, I'm sure you may have witnessed that interview. Yes. Now, that day I gave a story, a narrative. I made a narration of how one person from Obo in Imo State, how we sponsored him. IPOB DOS made a decision, sponsored him to Abuja. Then Nnamdi Kanu was still under the DSS dungeon. He went there, visited him, and made sure that he connected the British embassy to see him. So that was the main mission. Now, this thing happened in 2016. After accomplishing his objective of going there, now went and started a conversation between him and Nnamdi Kanu. I narrated that conversation and also put a disclaimer and a caveat that I was never part of it, that I learned about this thing 3 years after. I even gave a date, October 25, a Friday, 2019. I requested listeners to go and check October 25, 2019. It was a Friday. That was the exact date that Nnamdi told me this thing that transpired between him and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I said all that. Now, you may be wondering, where am I heading to? Do you know, dear Ijele, and everybody hearing me tonight, or afternoon, depending on where you are, do you know that Uchemefo went and cut out the first 5 minutes, just the first 5 minutes of my speech? Uchemefo cut it out and then posted and said nothing more to add. What happened? All his cockroaches started making Facebook Live videos. They even put a subheading, Clifford Iroanya confessed to trying to topple Nnamdi while he was in DSS dungeon.
Yes. Please.
Go ahead.
They did the same thing to me. Let me tell you something. There was a time I was exposing this criminal, Ogechi Okeke Njaka and co. And I never knew, I suspect she's working with Nnamdi Kanu somehow, because she raised money with Nnamdi Kanu's name when Nnamdi Kanu was arrested. Then she didn't give them the money. At the end of the day, nobody from my POB pushed back on her. So I'm suspecting that it was an arranged, that is my suspicion. Please, I'm not sure of that. But as at that time, they were trying to distract me with IPOB. And I made a video, I told people certain things. I even went to their meeting to explain things to them. Do you know that just last week, the same criminals you are talking about, the syndicates, that the criminals running the IPOB syndicate, went and cut just a portion of the same speech and did exactly the same thing with this. So what you are just narrating to me now is I'm very familiar with it. Please carry on.
Yes. So as I was saying, Uchemefo cut out only the first 5 minutes. Only the first 5 minutes. Uchemefo cut it out and then posted it on his wall, creating the impression that it was me that said all those things, or that I plotted. Meanwhile, all I was doing was telling a story of what Nnamdi told me. And I added a caveat or a disclaimer that I never ever knew about this thing 3 years after. And that I even queried Nnamdi, why is it that you didn't tell me this thing for a whole 3 years? And you are telling me I said all those things, which cut them out and posted only first 5 minutes. And then they went haywire with it. And they were making video. Even to the extent that everything on the list of everybody, Iroanya confessed that he plotted that he was planning to remove that kind of. When I was only telling a story of what somebody told me, even one cockroach who I used IPOB money here in the US to transport from Senegal, where he was suffering, I transported him from here back home. He made a Facebook Live video. And there is this proverb by the Igbo that, now let me translate it in English, that if a rat goes out in the rain with a lizard, that if the rain dries up on the body of the lizard, it may not be so easy for the rat.
Yes.
Why am I saying this? This cockroach that used to live in Senegal made this first book live video with one of those people that were arrested, that were charged with Nnamdi Kanu. I don't want to call his name because he's a rapist. He wanted to rape a sister, Gift Ahameful, because we hired the house in Asaba for our IPOB officials. And this guy is married though. He approached Gift Army to date her. The lady said no. One of the times the lady was going to the bathroom, he rushed her because she was tying towel on her chest. He rushed her and wanted to rape her. This guy was among the 5 people. If you add in Nnamdi Kanu, there were 5 of them. This guy was among the 5 people that were arrested and being tried within Nnamdi Kanu. And this guy came out and to do the Facebook live video with this cockroach from Senegal. Why am I talking about the proverb of rain falling on lizard and the rat? The cockroach from Senegal is not on bail. This guy that was doing this program is on bail. And there are conditions attached, bail conditions, one of which is what he's violating. In his next court case now, if he goes in there and the Nigerian prosecutor lawyer pulls up that Facebook live video that he was doing, that means he's not supposed to be addressing the press or be getting involved in something like this. You understand what I mean? That is the part of the condition for his bail. And he's already violating it. So he is following this cockroach from Senegal to risk his bail condition. Tomorrow now, if he goes back for that case and the judge revokes his bail condition, they will start crying foul. But here he is doing a Facebook live with the cockroach from Senegal, using 5 minutes of what I said, removing the whole thing that I said, the entire thing, just taking 5 minutes. That's example number 1. Now, example number 2. On the 11th of July, that's Saturday last week, I came out here and told the world that Obi Ethiopian stole a total of $23,941.11. I challenged Obi Ethiopian, and I'm still challenging him now. This is the United States of America. Somebody cannot call you a thief and your hands are clean and you let the person go scot-free. Obi Ethiopian, I am begging you, take me to court, please. Take me to court. I am begging you. If you know you are a man, you are not just a penny Brunanego. You don't just dig for nothing. Take me to court. I called you a thief that you stole IPOB money totally. Now, remember, this is where I'm going with what I'm saying now. The second example. I said that Obi Ethiopian stole money from IPOB USA totaling $23,941.11. I didn't say he stole the money once. I said totaling, meaning that he must have been stupid in bits and pieces. Are you getting where I'm going now?
Yes, sir.
You went on broadcast that same day with $2.24 and now dismiss what I said, that I said that he stole $23,000. Has there been any time that IPOB USA ever had $23,000 in their account? You see how he twisted it now? I said he a total of 23. I didn't say he went there and took 23,000 once. He stole a total. When you look at it here, this is the breakdown here. Let me put it where people can see it.
Yes, we are seeing. After you take a photo of it and give me, I will publish it on the.
You see June 20. This is, you see May. You see April. You see March. Then at the end, you will see the $23,941. It's a total of. I did not say that Obi Ethiopian stole $23,000 at once. A total of. But Obi Ethiopian came on Radio Biafra London broadcast that same day and said that I said that he stole $23,000 at once, that there was no time IPOB had $23,000 at once. I know I'm repeating this thing to make sure that those You know, the people, they are not running, they are not keeping away despite the instruction from their
boss. I'm blocking them. I'm blocking
exactly.
them.
But what I'm saying, those of them who are still there and watching, so that I want to plant this thing in them, so that anytime they listen to that their junk radio station or whatever Facebook Live, they should take everything with a pinch of salt. Now, that's semi-literate in Scandinavia. I don't know which of the Scandinavian countries he is. I don't even want to call his name.
Yes.
Semi-literate, that one that didn't even go to school. You know, that's number 3 now. He now did a video, which Nnamdi Kanu now used for his broadcast of 2 days ago, where they manipulated an audio of Tony Nnamdi, who is saying that Nnamdi Kanu and others will be shot. Let me see what happened. Tony Nnamdi went on several interviews, I think that was in May or thereabout, and talked about, you know, the malfeasances and the terrible things, you know, IPOB has been doing and how it is going to affect them. So the younger brother of Chike Doziem, now called him and said, look, my dear brother, my senior brother is part of this group. I want you to please tell me what happened, so that at least I will caution him or tell him to come out before he gets into trouble. Tony now felt that he was talking with somebody who was genuinely concerned. First of all, he started recording what they were saying without telling Tony Nnamdi. Yeah. A criminal offense in this country. If Tony Nnamdi takes him up, he will go to jail. Because Tony Nnamdi never ever gave him permission. In fact, it was towards the ending of their conversation, as they were about to say, okay, bye-bye, he now told Tony Nnamdi, by the way, I am recording you. This cannot stand in court. The court will ask you, did you tell him at the beginning? The Italians, they call it ab initio.
Ab initio.
Yes, did you tell him you are recording him in the beginning? It is not enough for like you and I, we are talking now, I did not give you permission to record me. And then towards the end, you now told me, by the way, I just want to let you know that I recorded you. But when we started, you did not even get permission from me. In this country, there's what they call the 800 number. Like you call a bank 800 number. The first thing they will tell you that your voice is being recorded for quality assurance, blah, 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 blah. So if you don't want it, you now cut it. Because if you continue, it means that you've given access, approval for the records. He never ever, this guy, his name is, he said he's an Anglican priest. His name is Reverend, I think he's Okechukwu, a Doziem of a Transfiguration Anglican Church in Dayton, Ohio. This Reverend never ever asked Tony Nnamdi, should I record you or I am recording you, do you approve? He never did that. Now, he recorded those things. Tony was now telling him that, look, he was approached by a priest in the Vatican. And they were talking that the Vatican priest told him that what Nnamdi Kanu and his IPOB people are doing, they are criminal, that in fact, they should even be shot. Tony was relaying this message to him. It wasn't Tony himself saying that they should be shot. Tony was only telling him what the Catholic priest, the Nigerian Catholic priest at the Vatican told him, a reported speech. What did this Reverend Doziem do? He cut off only that small portion, sent it to them. They now started floating it around. In fact, they didn't even do it smartly. They were not even brilliant enough to do it in a very smart way. Because what they recorded, if you go and listen to it, you will hear where Tony said, oh, that is somebody told me.
Yes.
They are running with it to make it mean like Tony said it. Me, if I were the one doing that manipulation, I will cut off that part that says, oh, Nnamdi, so that it will look exactly like Tony said it. They will not even to do manipulation.
Expecting IPOB people to do something perfectly is like expecting an elephant to fly. So that is our own saving grace. Imagine if these people were half as smart as a rat. Imagine the damage they could have done. But let us segue into what transpired between you and Nnamdi Kanu. How did you get to join IPOB and how did you leave?
Thank you very much. Yes, I was actually running up what I was saying. So these three examples that I gave, the manipulation of what I said by Uche before, the lie told by Obidio that I said that he took $23,000 at once instead of he took it total, and then the manipulation of Tony Nagi's narrative. I gave these three examples so that everybody from today upward, if you hear anything from Radio Biafra London that they say, somebody say, you better take it with a pinch of salt and dig in to investigate very, very well. Because their latest gimmick now is to cut out and manipulate. Even said so far, I am sure they are going to cut out only one portion and manipulate it. So you that are listening to me now, don't be surprised tomorrow. You will hear what they have cut out from what I said and begin to manipulate it that like they have done in the past. They are not going to bring everything. They only cut out amateur. That is the latest in the gimmicks of IPOB. Now let me go to your question. I heard of IPOB, not IPOB, actually, Radio Biafra in April of 2012.
Yeah.
And, then they were broadcasting, I think, once or twice a week,
Okay.
And then you had, there was Nnamdi Kanu, Ekemba, Chukuma Ekemba, Emeke Street, Tabu Masiebu, Mwada Amarachi, and all of them there, and they were really saying something very, very, very sensible. And of course, I wasn't surprised because then there were a little bit of a sizable number of intellectuals, people who were very well grounded and who were knowledgeable, and they also were people who had very good home training. So there was really no abusive words or trying to, say things that are, very unethical and unprofessional. So they were really doing well, and then I developed my interest, and then began to show. And then I was in June that I called for the first time. Barrister Meke can bear me witness. If he is watching this, he should confirm this, that the first day I called, I threw a proverb that made them laugh for more than 5 minutes. They were not even saying anything. They were all laughing. But Meke can confirm this, and Chukwuma can confirm it. When they were talking about our people in the north. I told them that Abiola said that you can never shave my head in my absence. They all busted out laughing. Meke can bear with it. So I started listening, developed interest, and they started calling, and then got interested, and then I have to give credit to who credit is due. This guy from Germany, his name is Fred Onyala, who happened to come from the same place with my wife, now called and suggested the idea of forming an organization called Indigenous People of Biafra. And some other people called and supported him. That was how IPOB came into existence. It did not start originally. It was only Radio Biafra London. Then I didn't know that Radio Biafra London is a department or is under ROBL Management Services Limited, owned by one share, owned by one person. One name, Kenny Okukanu, that's the owner. I have the document. I'm going to show it as we discuss along. Now, so the IPOB now started, and then Nnamdi Kanu decided to make his first tour. So he came to US. I sponsored him to Houston. When he came, he went to where they call a city called Corpus Christi. You know, it was south towards Mexico. You know, so he went to Corpus Christi. Then on the 28th of June, I left my house by 3 a.m. because it's a 4-hour drive from Houston to Corpus Christi. I left my house 3 a.m. and got to Corpus Christi by 7. That was the first day I ever saw Nnamdi Kanu, June 28th, 2013, with another one of our sisters then that used to, you know, travel around with her for the broadcast. I hired a hotel for them on Bisonet by Beltway 8. Anybody who knows history very well will know that hotel. I put him there for 3 days, and then we did our broadcast. And then from there he went to Dallas and was sponsored by Innocent Madam Ugochukwu. Then from Dallas he went to California. Now when he went to California, he ran out of money. There was no money. I was the one that was now took care of his moving around. His hotel, his flight, I have everything to show for it. Even the email he sent to me, I can read it here for people to see that he sent to me thanking me. And then he was having only one iPad, which was giving him problem. So when he kept mentioning it in California. So I knew that his next stop was in Chicago. So I had to now buy an iPad, whatever was the latest iPad then. I bought it and shipped it to him in Chicago because he was going to fly from Los Angeles to Chicago. So when he got there, he got it. He even announced it, you know, on air. So we continued. And then he began to create positions and offices and all that. And then we had various positions. And then at a point, we came into the fold. In fact, he came in under a controversial circumstance where he was being accused, you know, unjustifiably by several people. And Nnamdi Kanu went and conducted his investigation and found out that he was a liar. So he brought him in and then made him, put him at a higher level. And that is why some of them are very angry with him today, because he just joined and then he was put at a higher level. That's the sin he committed. That's the hatred, which that's the hatred that some of them have for him today. Now, when he got in there, we had a guy called Ikechukwu in Malaysia. So he relinquished a post, which Thomas Onyema. He relinquished a post, which Thomas Onyema now took over. Thomas Onyema, after some time, now had to, he resigned. It was Onyonyo, it was Nnamdi that approached me first. He said that Thomas Onyema has resigned as the coordinator of coordinators. The coordinator of coordinators, what they call COC, that he wants me to take over. And I already registered. In fact, he called me the week. If you ask him, he will tell you it was in October. He called me the week, October of 2013. He called me the week I registered for Catholic Protection Level 3. That's the exam, a certification exam. That I wanted to concentrate and study for this. I had to postpone that exam. And Thomas Onyema did not have anything on the ground. He didn't hand over anything to me. So I had to create file. I had to do, make the whole thing what the office is. And they begin to reach out and all that. So that was how I was announced as the coordinator of coordinators. Now, and we continue working. In 2013, 2014, we continued until, you know, he decided to dissolve, you know, the executive council that we had, embarrass people like Dr. Justin Akujieze and others. So those ones left. And then the women now had issues with some of the officers, especially, I don't know what transpired between them and Mazi Chenasebu. They insisted that Chenasebu would leave, and Nnamdi Kanu said no. So that kind of caused a lot of problems. The women left. They even did a lot of video or voice. You know, it was all kind of a scandalous crisis then. But we weathered the storm, and that is, let me say that is why Nnamdi Kanu is overconfident, and he decided to fight me that knows all his secrets. There are things I know about Nnamdi Kanu that UTMF4 doesn't know. And to be honest with you, that's why UTMF4 is really angry and jealous about me. There are things I know about Nnamdi Kanu that UTMF4 doesn't know. Like I said in my previous interview that I had with the doctor of Nnamdi Kanu and I, we have a secret password. If I send him that thing today, he will know that it is from me. The same thing for me. So that tells you, but I just don't understand why. Usually, like I told you before the broadcast, if you know my secret, you will be the last person I will fight openly.
Of course.
Be the last person I will fight openly. I just don't know what Nnamdi Kanu is thinking. Somebody who knows you inside out. Inside out, completely inside out. There are things I cannot say here on air, no matter what. There are things I cannot say about him that I know very well. But he is fighting me. And I'm asking, are you out of your mind? So now we because of people like me, people like Madam, and all the other powerful people, we fought the women. Then he also had problem with Ikechukwu Nyagu. We fought them and ran them aground. We ran them into oblivion. And they all were silenced. And probably that's why, you know, Nnamdi Kanu felt that he can do the same thing to me. Forgetting that I was the brave behind, you know, fighting those people to silence. Now, the women left, and then we continued. In 2015, I now got a call from the coordinators in Ukraine. His wife, he married a wife. The wife is the daughter of a general in the Ukrainian army and somebody who has access to their armory. And then he told me that, you know, that he has this connection, that since we are looking for something, because then the broadcast was saying, Nnamdi Kanu made it clear that he wants to go to war, that he wants to Biafra. Maybe after progress, you can play that clip. You can get it.
I know the clip.
Yeah. So we are all convinced. We were all convinced that, you know, and he also said he had people that we are training. As a matter of fact, there was a guy that specialized in ballistics and the armory, weaponry system. That was what he studied in Ukraine. I used Ipob money and transported him back to Nigeria for him to come and do something for us. I'm not going to mention his name. Now, because of the belief that we are going to fight, I now accepted that suggestion. I work with a weapon expert here that lives in Austin. We selected the things we need to buy: RPG, surface to SAM, surface to air missiles, and all these things. We itemized it, and then I now sent one of our coordinators in Europe to go and see all those weapons and all those things. Which he went the first one, we saw it, came back, and then I sent him a second one to finalize cost and everything, delivery and everything, and he did. Now, if this thing I'm telling you was between myself, Nnamdi Kanu, this European, this guy that's a coordinator in Europe, I'm not going to mention his name, and then this coordinator I'm talking, I'm not going to mention his name. But if Nnamdi Kanu comes to deny this himself, I'm not talking about his cockroaches. If he comes himself on air, or he using his real name, not the Facebook name, and say it's not a lie, I say it's a lie rather, I will now mention the name of the guy I sent. I will go and check the account statement and get the money I transferred to him for his flight and his hotel, and then the name of the the name of the coordinator he went to. I will bring everything out in the open if he denies it. So he was supposed to go and make the payment and sign all the documents so that this guy will bring this thing for us to go. That's in Ukraine, to go and do the needful. Now, we were surprised. October 14 or thereabout, I got a call from the wife that Nnamdi Kanu was arrested, that the GSS picked him up in Lagos. And I said, you must be joking, because she doesn't know the arrangement. I told him, I said, you must be joking. I didn't want to tell you what we had on the ground. I said, look, that's not true. I said, look, I'm the wife. I'm telling you what's happening. I said, Lagos? She said yes. She didn't know why I said Lagos, because that's not where he's supposed to go. And I quickly, got in touch with them. Immediately we called an emergency DOS and then arranged right there, and then we are announced that we are coming on air. That was how, and then I started telling all the lies. They arrested him, they shot him, but he is bleeding. Even if Uchemepo should go and download that broadcast of, I think either October 14 or October 15, let them play it. You will hear where I was saying that, in fact, he is half dead now. He is bleeding. In fact, if nothing is done in the next 10 seconds, he will die. All those kind of propaganda that we used to alert. That was how the whole thing. That was how he got.
Hold on, please. So you are now reiterating what we've been saying since forever, that Nnamdi Kanu was not arrested when he came to confront Buhari. He took the defense funds. I was supposed to go to Ukraine and negotiate for arms. Instead, he went to Nigeria, right?
Yes, I'm surprised. I up to now, I cannot explain it, because he's
Where did he get into Nigeria from, the airport or the land border?
It was later that I learned that he was being monitored by Onwasanya. This guy called Onwasanya from Idato area. They call him Ezendibo. That's how he calls him, Ezendibo. Let him come out and deny it. Let Ezendibo come out and deny it.
Okay.
Monitored from his house when he got to Heathrow. From what I gather, they have people, GSS people, who joined the same flight with him. When he dropped in Cotonou, those people exchange information with other people. Those who have followed him, so that it won't be like the same face. Because you are in a flight, and I'm seeing the same people from Heathrow to Cotonou so they were changing teams until he got to Lagos in that hotel, Golden Tulip. That's the name of the hotel. Golden Tulip. Yes, that's where he was arrested.
With women.
I cannot say that. That's the rumor.
I saw the video. I saw the photos and everything with women, not a rumor. With women.
Okay. He came in through land border. He came in through land border, through Cotonou. That's where he came in, and he got arrested in 2015 October. And then we started all our, all our gimmicks, to get him out. All the press releases, I'm sure people are familiar with that. All the broadcast and everything, until we had to now send, Nnamdi to Nigeria, to British Embassy to make sure that, he gets some attention. The story I told, which MFO cut out only the first 5 minutes, and they are now using it to incriminate or indict me again when I was telling the story of another person. So even while he was locked up, the time they locked up, the wife was 7 months pregnant. In fact, 6 months, approaching 7 months pregnant. Nnamdi refused to send money to her. And the woman was having problems. She was about to lose that pregnancy. So she had to be on a bed rest at early stage. So she resigned from her work, which she had a very nice, good job she was doing, even at a managerial level. She had a good job because the lady is smart, is a very brilliant lady, and well brought up from a very good home. I must say that. You see, Nnamdi refused to send her money. And I'm wondering, this woman is pregnant. She needs things and she's not working. What will happen? So I have to do the best I can. I'm not supposed to, when you send somebody money, you will start announcing it, it's not right. But I just want to let you know the situation of things. This Nnamdi that came out and was saying that I stole money from Biafra land account. That's a discussion for another day. And I'm still considering what I can do to her legally in Nigeria because it's over more than a year now, 2 years, she made that allegation. And I have it on tape. I have it recorded. I have it. I put it in the cloud so nobody can have access to it. So anytime I feel like taking it up for defamation, I can take it up because Nigerian law, defamation does not have time limit. You can anybody for defamation at any time. Whereas overseas, especially in Germany, where she is, you only have 12 months to do that. Even in US here, you only have 12 months. After 12 months, somebody defame you, you cannot sue the person. That's why I'm begging Obi. I have defamed you now. I called you a thief. You stole IPOB money, totaling for $23,041.11. Sue me now before it's 12 months past. If you are a man. Now, so we continued, and then 2016, like I said, what's his name? Ace now made that visitation. That was where the problem now started. Not knowing that Nnamdi Kanu has seen the situation like the proverbial hand of Esau and the voice of Jacob. He saw it that Ace is just a messenger, that I sent Ace. Just like what Uchemeko has done now by cutting out the first 5 minutes of my speech and sending it out, and his cockroaches are using it to make live video and convincing people that it was actually me. The same manner, Nnamdi Kanu felt that I was the one that sent Ace Nnamdi to come and convince him to hand over to me. For what? Let me make this very clear. I'm not afraid to say it, I am on a 6-digit salary. You know what that means?
Yes, I'm a calculator.
Yes, I'm on a 6-digit salary. I have a career. As at the time this thing was going on, I still had like 15 or 16 years more to work for. I have a career. I want to work and get my full benefits. I know how many thousands of dollars I pay here every month as a recurring expenditure. IPOB cannot afford to keep me. They cannot afford my bills. I have people at home that I'm catering for. So why will I now throw all that thing away to go and fight for IPOB leadership. For what? I am a technical person. I believe in professionalism. I believe in doing my work. For goodness sake, I'm a pipeline integrity engineer and a subject matter expert in corrosion engineering. That's what gives me joy. Like I told them before, I was the first person to design and install a deep anode ground bed in the whole of Shell, Nigeria. Me. So I'm more into technical and not going to, what am I using IPOB leadership for? For what? What am I doing? What am I doing with that? So it kind of shocked me when people say you want to take over. Take over again. IPOB. And at the end of the day, what will I have? I will now have a certification, which is the remaining thing here, or what will I have with it? So now, Nnamdi Kanu saw what Nnamdi came to do as me coming to convince him to relinquish what do you call it, leadership to me. And you know that there is a popular Igbo proverb that says that somebody who is always in the process of behaving somebody or behaving people will not like someone to have stand behind him with a cutlass or a machete, as they call it here in the US. So because of probably what happened between him and Wazirike, he became suspicious of me that I am planning to.
Okay, please carry on. Okay, you're the here. Nnamdi Kanu. Okay.
That is the thing. I served this man. There is nothing I couldn't do for this man. Anything he wanted, he will call me 2 a.m., write a press release, 3 a.m., anything he wants, I gave him. Financially, I'm the one that writes his speech when he makes presentation. I have one here. This is the speech I wrote for him when he went for World Igbo Congress. This is it here. I want everybody to look at it. The speech I wrote for World Igbo Congress in Los Angeles. And he left it. I did it in booklet form. Share it to all the attendants. He now threw it away and started asking for arms and ammunition, which is part of what the DSS is using to prosecute him today. And so there is nothing I didn't do for this man. But for him to now start thinking that I want to take his position, for what?
My brother, please, this one you talked about the speech you wrote to him. My people, at least now you people can confirm. He has confirmed to us that everything Nnamdi Kanu is doing is copy and paste. Mapiology, he knows nothing. Everything, the speeches, the broadcast, that's why he's hiding behind the camera and be telling you, wait, let us do it. I come to you this evening, the people of God. I came to give you the message of the Most High from Elohim, Chineko Kikabiam. My people, he's doing all that thing so he will be able to read everything they gave to him. He is daft. Hey, I have my differences with him. I'm not hiding it. But the truth remains that Nnamdi Kanu is a Mapia artist. I'm a pioneer, a Mapiaring student. Please carry on, my brother.
So I know why I am spending time. I'm still going to go and talk about other things, but I know why I'm spending time on this, because their listeners, their members are listening. IPOB members are listening right now. I want them to understand that I never had any interest in IPOB leadership at all. I have my career. I work in the oil. I work for the largest pipeline company in the United States. There are only 2 companies authorized to export crude oil by the United States government. Mine is one of them. We have I mentioned this before in my interview with the Daughters of Truth. Our company has the largest propane fractionating plant in the world. We have a PDH plant where we dehydrogenate propane to propylene and make tons of money out of it. Even in this pandemic now, that everybody is complaining, my company is giving out dividend. It was a share they gave me that I sold to pay for the money I used in buying transmitter for IPOB. The 16 transmitters that IPOB had, I bought it. 16 of them, I bought them in fours. We bought them four. I bought it 4 times. Each time, one of them cost 2,500. I went to bank and borrowed the money. Now, IPOB was paying this money little by little. By the time he quote and unquote, he sacked me or he expelled or whatever I thought, there was about almost $8,000 left to pay that money. They left me. I had to go and sell my shares, some of the shares I have. I sold them to be able to pay back that loan that I borrowed from bank to buy an FM transmitter for IPOB. So, I mean, what am I gaining to be a IPOB leader? Mark again, I have a job. I've been busy. You saw me when I came in for this program, just almost the time for us. I have people working for us. I'm talking to you now. I have people working for me. And when we finish now, I have to file a report to my management on what they're doing on site. I'm running what is called inline inspection, which is something they put inside the pipe to get information about the pipe. It's called ILI, inline inspection. So I cannot have time to begin to struggle for IPOB leadership. It is not worth it for me. I need IPOB members to know this. Go ahead.
Please, my brother. Someone wrote, Ijele, Nnamdi Kanu called for live debates. Did you show up? The answer is no. This is what you people don't get. You keep putting him into troubles. All these things started when he made that useless comment. I told them that this guy is that I will beat him like a drum. And I told them on air that he will run away. He has nothing here. And you are still here. You don't even know where this thing began. My people, can you all just wait for a moment? Go and ask questions. When you hear people say anything about your so-called supreme leader, stop going there to be typing, my leader, my leader, my leader, my leader. Lie down, lie down, lie down, lie down. No. That is not how normal human beings behave. You go there, you are supposed to ask him questions. Okay? You are supposed to ask him questions and stop seeing him as this wonderful person that is learned, that is intelligent. He is not. He is not. Stop making fool of yourselves and be making noise here. Listen to what he is saying. Then you can debunk him. At the end of the day, stop disturbing yourselves and distracting people in the comment section. They are calling you people fools and you keep on behaving like fools. I'm sorry to call you fools, but I don't know any other word that will suffice. My brother, please carry on.
Yeah, so I just want IPOB members to know I do not have, I never had, and I will not have any interest in IPOB leadership. It is not going to happen. I'm a career person. I am a career person. I have a career in the oil and gas industry. I still have about 12 years more to work before I retire. So I don't have time to go and be doing IPOB leadership. You people should hear it now and pass this message to Nnamdi Kanu. Even though I know that's something else I didn't tell you or I have not said here. Nnamdi Kanu did not make this decision in isolation because all this while, let me put it on record for the first time so that people understand even minutes in ban of people where the problem actually started. This whole thing that you are hearing about was engineered by Uchemefo and Emmanuel Kanu, aka Fine Boy. The crisis, if you remove Uchemefo, remove Emmanuel Kanu, these two people, there wouldn't have been any crisis in IPOB. On the side of Uchemepo, he was feeling so insecure. Uchemepo has a problem of inferiority. That's his problem. Uchemepo has a problem of inferiority complex. That one is an incurable disease in him. Uchemepo, let them. I hope those who are talking 5 minutes will not leave this one out. Going to talk 5 minutes, please include this one. That I said that Uchemepo has a disease of inferiority complex. That is his greatest problem. He is always feeling very insecure. Because as at that time, he hasn't had his papers yet. They were about to deport. In fact, they have put him in airplane in 2010 or 12. They were 11. They were about to take, the plane was about to take off. Okay, Chukwu Okonjo, is a nephew to Okonjo-Iweala. That's the fact, and Okonjo-Iweala are related. But the mother, his mother is a German. So whenever he's like a half caste. Okechukwu Okonjo stormed the aircraft and started causing trouble. That was why the aircraft did not take off to deport Uchemepo, and they now brought him out. You know, so as at the time all these things were happening, he has not had no paper. So the only way he was feeding is through whatever stipend he gets from IPOB. And he has seen my closeness to Nnamdi Kanu. In fact, there were things Nnamdi Kanu even said, which I'm not going to say here about him. I won't say that because that's a confidential information. So he felt so uncomfortable, felt so jealous, felt so insecure that he started plotting. That is on his side. On the other side, Emmanuel Kanu had been looking for a way to start putting his hand into our account in Biafra land. That is the IPO. I call it our because I was in IPOB. The IPOB account in Biafra land. And Onyonyo, that's Uche Nasibu, and he came and they were blocking him. He tried everything he did, they were blocking him. The only time he got something was when he and the mother visited Nnamdi Kanu in DSS dungeon to beg him to release money for the land case they have, which Nnamdi Kanu released 1 million naira, 500 first and 500. I have the document here. I have the document here.
Yeah.
So it was a combination of Emmanuel Kanu and Uchemepo that started all this thing. So Nnamdi Kanu must have discussed conversation and all that with Uchemepo, and that's where they started sowing seed of hatred in the heart of Nnamdi Kanu. And then he started laying trap. Then came this issue of radio. It was Nnamdi Kanu on the 12th of January, on the Skype meeting we had. He was here, not any other person, that said that we need another radio in case there is a problem to RBL. And that we should have that radios in the coastline countries in Africa. We should have it in Asia. We should have it in South America. But that we'll start with South America first. And so, after 2 weeks, we had another meeting. He came back and said, has that radio started? We said, why? What is going on? He was very angry. It was Leonard and Eminem that was given the task of, putting it in place. But there was no money to put it. Nenyanya refused to send money. So it was Leonard and Eminem, and Ike that contributed money. These guys contributed their money to buy the equipment. My father didn't enter at that time. I did not contribute any money. I wasn't part of it. But let me tell you here, there are 5 versions of how that radio was put in place by Nnamdi Kanu, and I'm going to read them. The 5 versions here. But the fact is that it was these 3 people, Leonard and Eminem, Gonaya and Kenya, contributed money and bought the equipment. Now, in that meeting, first meeting we had, Leonard Nnamdi told, because Leonard Nnamdi is an expert in communication. In fact, he's supposed to be the one managing Radio Biafra London. But the guy in Australia, of course, you hear more about him when Enoch Madam Gochuku comes when you host him. The guy in Australia edged him out, blocked him out. Because Leonard Nnamdi would have done it better than him. He's a graduate, he has a master's degree from the University of Liverpool in communication. So he knows what he's doing. He would have done a better job than what the nonsense they're doing now. But so Leonard Nnamdi now told him, look, my dear, we need a license. What we are calling license is just a password, a code. We need a license so that we return it. We'll be broadcasting through RBL. Because Nnamdi Kanu said it is a live broadcast, that radio broadcast that will be located in Trinidad and Tobago will be a live one. So now, Nnamdi Kanu responded, say no problem, no, I will tell Uche will give you the license. Uche, because that's how we call before we call him Uche. Uche will give you the license. He said, okay, no problem. After 2 weeks, there was nothing. Now these three guys contributed money, put everything in place. Leonard Nnamdi now called Uche and showed him, say, hey, we have everything in place, so we want to start. Will you now give me the license? Uche said, no, I'm not giving you any license. So, just when you finish the broadcasting, the rate will be recorded and then you send it to me on Google Hangout. And then said, no, that was not what we agreed. We agreed that this is going to be a live, L-I-V-E, V as in violin, L-I-V-E broadcast, live broadcast, not recorded. Which I told him, no, I'm not going to give you. If you want to go and get your own license. Immediately, as if he knew, and then sent an email. I had that email. Unfortunately, I don't have it again. But Nnamdi sent an email to Nnamdi Kanu telling him, look, I have set everything up, which I refused to send me the license. I'm saying this now because we don't know what tomorrow. I can record the content of that email very well. Unfortunately, I don't have it. I don't have that email again because Nnamdi sent it to me on Skype, and that thing, if I had known, I would have requested him to send it to me on email. It would have been there, But that email, Nnamdi has that email. Any day they want it, he will bring it out. Or he can send it to me again if he wants to. But he sent Nnamdi Kanu that email. After a week or two, so he sent him another reminder. Nnamdi Kanu didn't do anything. And then when he now called us, I said, look, we have spent almost $6,000 to get this ready. What is remaining now is license. So we now ask, this license, because I don't know anything. In fact, when I started broadcasting, it was an evidence that had to train me on how to do. I don't know anything. I was in novice. It was he that taught me all the nitty-gritty. So I told Nnamdi, I said, which one is licensed? He said, what does it look like? Do we have to go to Federal Communication Commission? He said, no, it's just something you pay for a password. How much is it? He said $300. That's $299. Is that all? And we have spent thousands. One of them just said, you know what? I'll pay for it. One of them now paid for it. We got everything. And then on the 16th of March, we now announced that we are coming on air on the 19th, which is a Sunday, because Nnamdi Kanu's court case is on the 20th. I'm talking about 2017 now. Okay. So we now made that announcement. The next I had was instruction. We called it Radio Biafra International. Why international? Radio Biafra International because the money was contributed from people from different continents. Different countries, I'm sorry. So you cannot call it, so Nnamdi Kanu was not using an excuse. that they should change it from Radio Biafra International to Radio Biafra Trinidad, that it should bear the name of the country. And we're saying, okay, is London a country? Because I know there is a Radio Biafra London. Is London a country? And before you know, even before this thing, Uchemepo has given the same license he refused to a guy in South Africa to be broadcasting live in South Africa. And the DOS never ever discussed or agreed to have a radio to immediately start broadcasting in South Africa. There was no DOS meeting on that. It was just between Uchemepo and the guy in Australia that Maram Wusu come and unravel. In between him and Uchemepo and this guy in South Africa. They were already broadcasting live. And we never ever discussed it when he gave them license. So we are now saying, okay, London, is London a country? London is a city, but you have Radio Biafra London. So that argument that it should bear the name of a country does not work. This morning we are contributed by people from different countries. So it is good to give it that name. Otherwise, you will be cheating others that contributed for it. My brother, that's where the whole problem begin to get K-leg, as they say, in our home where we come from.
Okay.
Indeed, on the 17th, he jumped into the radio. The following presidents have been suspended. He started calling our names.
Okay, it's like I heard that one. I heard that one. Okay.
Yes, that was where suspension started. Nnamdi Kanu say my radio to shut it down. I said, we can't do that. We agreed. You cannot take absolute decision. My idea of our organization then was that it's supposed to be collegiate. We were 16 of us, and you are expelling 11. Yeah? We are 15 of us, we are expelling 11. Only 4, expelling 11. We are supposed to have collegiate.
Wait. This is a coup. This is a coup d'etat. This is a coup d'etat. 15 people started. They are out of 15 original people who were in the leadership position. He suspended 11, leaving only 4.
Exactly. Gleefully, happily, at least to eliminate all the people, you know. Yes, that's what he's been looking for, because of his inferiority complex, because of his insecurity, because of his, envy, and he felt that, as a so-called deputy leader, that he is not as close as Nnamdi as I am, because I seem to be the person that has the highest influence. And in the pecking order, I was number 4. And that was the next thing. Why is it that Nnamdi Kanu was concentrating, or is still concentrating on me? Why me? I wasn't the highest person, the most senior person that left. Uche is there. But it's my name that is being scandalized and whatever. Why? I was, if we can say that I want to overthrow Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu is number 1. I am number 4. So I will jump Uche number 3, jump Uche number 2, and then come to overthrow number 1. This one is not Imo State election now. Not Imo State election, where number 4 becomes number 1. Uche was very happy, what he has been looking for in Sokoto, he now found it in his Sokoto. So, we speed on the 17th and announced our so-called suspension. From there, entered expulsion, and then Nnamdi Kanu now told them. In fact, I have a message sent to a group. Nnamdi Kanu sent to a group. He told them, he said, you guys must go after Iroanya. That Buhari, Boko Haram, Fulani herdsmen, all of them combined, they are not as dangerous as Iroanya. In fact, if you bring down Iroanya, you must have defeated all of them. So every focus was on me. And I keep asking myself, why? Why are they focusing on me? I wasn't the most senior person among those of us that left them.
Please.
Secondly, before you come in, secondly, Nnamdi Kanu is coming after me that knows all his secret. Why? Go ahead.
My brother, you know, I always call them Ungo specialists. These are the people who will hear that they are going to burn them. The same fools will start bathing with petrol. They are at every turn, they do things that are counterproductive to whatever they are preaching. So that is, by the way, please, I don't know the documents you have there, and please, I want to say it now. I've never seen any of the documents he is about to show. I don't know if you have any documents there that we are supposed to see in order for us not to miss those things. You know, I haven't seen the documents. We just discuss certain things. Maybe you touch some of the things we discussed before. Please, I want to know the documents you are packing, because it seems you are well prepared. Give us the documents you have and tell us how they came about.
Okay.
And 1 minute. Those of you that are getting agitated that I'm drinking beer, when did it become a crime to drink beer? Or what is your problem? Eh? When you go to this page, you will see personal blog. This is not your father's compound. This is not your place. What is your problem? At least I'm drinking beer. I'm not your director who is using your money to smoke hard things. Please, do not stop being petty. If one went as far as sending me a message here, please, this all you people do. Does it mean that it doesn't work? Your 2IC, your spare tire, I call him Nnamdi Kanu spare tire. He's fair, and he looks like a Michelin tire. Look at his neck, look at his size, his shape, and everything. So your spare tire told you people to stop coming here. I'm not having no yard until it. My brother, please carry on.
Okay, maybe I have to kind of leave the rest of the story and then we go into document. But I just want to let you know that this was what started all this. Then there is also the angle of it, of me midwifing the meeting with the Lower Niger Congress, Tony Nnamdi, because I later found out that we have been drifting. For me as an intellectual, for me that somebody that is well learned, I cannot find myself in an organization that does not have a roadmap, that does not have a strategic plan. There is no vision and mission statement. The structure of the organization, the representation of the organization does not reflect the heterogeneous nature of the footprint that we're going after. Let me bring all this grammar down to mean that we have people in positions who are one-sided from one tribe, and we are talking about a country or looking for a nation that is made up of different tribes. That's where all this grammar is going. Nnamdi Kanu is an Igbo man. The deputy Uchelepo is an Igbo man.
I'm not very sure on that Nnamdi Kanu. I'm not very sure. I am not on that Nnamdi Kanu case. I am not very sure because almost everything he has been accusing people of are the things he's doing. He used to call people Hausa Fulani Khalifa, and the way he looks, the shape of his head, these people, there are headers in his community. I don't know what the mother did. And I'm hearing kepu that the father was not responsible for fine boy. I'm hearing kepu that is one spare parts dealer. And he always tell people, mad people everywhere, Nnamdi Kanu, your own brother, your older brother, who's supposed to be the first son, died as a crazy man. So on that one, I am not going to say for sure that he's an Igbo man. Please carry on.
Nnamdi Kanu is supposedly is an Igbo man, not supposedly, he's an Igbo.
So allegedly, because an Igbo man will not be wasting Igbo lives like this. Please carry on.
Igbo man, deputy, which M4 is from Abatete, is an Igbo man. The head of Directorate of State, I'm talking about when we were there. The head of Directorate of State, which Asiebu, is from Intenansa, is an Igbo man. The coordinator of coordinators, that is Clifford Iroanya, is an Igbo man from Iroanya area. The deputy coordinator of coordinators is from Aji in Oru, I think Oru East or Oru West, local government area, the town next to Mudi, when you are going to Olu, is from Aji. That's Kenawan name. The North American rep, Manamu Gochuku, is from Mudi, is an Igbo man. The Asian rep, Nebetim, is from Mudi, is an Igbo man. The Middle East rep, Emmanuel Otoso, Amechi Otoso, is an Igbo man. The African rep, I think he's was it Omudiwe or so, who was the African rep at that time, was an Igbo man. Rita Nibog, an Igbo lady. Ebi, an Igbo lady. Ngozi Madu, an Igbo lady. Enyago is an Igbo man. Dr. Kujeze, an Igbo man. Let the Professor Denibo, an Igbo man. In short, you just count them. One tribe, and then we come out and say Biafra includes Southeast, South, part of Kogi and part of Benin. All this is counted names are counted for you now. They are all Igbo. Even now that we are talking now, Nnamdi Kanu is an Igbo. Uchemefo is an Igbo. Chike Dezem is an Igbo. Tony Zunike is an Igbo. Ndenayanya is an Igbo. Zayoba is an Igbo. Nworu Chinasa is an Igbo. The one in Africa is an Igbo. The one selling Richard card, you know, that tiny lady who answered me soon in court. That one is an Igbo. You know, they are all Igbo. Even within country, here in America, Obi is an Igbo. There is one that I'm going to talk about in New York. That one I've set trap on him. I'm waiting for them to do that. They are joint. In fact, let me even say it now. For those of you who are in IPOB listening, if there's anything you can take, in fact, do this 5 minutes cut out now. Cut what I'm going to say now, cut it out and post it on your website and manipulate it how you want to manipulate it. Are you ready? Now let's go. That guy in New York, tell him, Igbos, I have a proverb, and I'll say it in English so those in Igbo will understand. It says that a child that is planning to climb, let the child have a strong heart.
Yes.
That is planning to climb. Let the child have a strong heart. Those of you in Igbo, you know the kind of proverb I'm talking about. Yes. Thank you. That's it. That's the Igbo version of it. That guy in New York who is from Unobi, who thinks that he's a strong head, he's a strong man. They are pushing him now. They are sending him now. He came on that same interview, that same broadcast of last week, and told Obidobienu that Obidobienu was wasting time. He wanted to deal with me. You know, they told him that he should wait, that they want to do a special program on me. Now, this is what I want to say. Those of you who specialize in 5 minutes cut out, cut this one now, ready to cut it now, that I am giving, cautioning, or rather, informing that guy in New York from Nobi. I don't want to call his name. That guy in New York from Nobi, I am advising you, if you are going to say anything on air, or wherever you are going to say it in your name, be sure you have the facts. I will no longer treat it like Candy Stewart own. Candy Stewart is not an Igbo person, and is a lady. So when they say okay, she confessed and offered a play again, I accepted it and I backed her.
Wait, you mean Candy? Candy, the one that was sharing her ofaku everywhere.
Defend me that I took to court, and she confessed and offered a play again, and I accepted it. Let me say, for all of you who are hearing me, let me finish this. For all of you me now, please pass this information to the guy in New York from Nnamdi. Tell him, as they are pushing him now, they make the power, they are powerful. If he's going to say anything about me, let him have his facts. Because Mbo said, I will not hear a beg. We know when two elephants are fighting, one leg no.
Yeah,
I will not hear a beg. So that's your strong man. I will deal with him. I have ignored you once. And you were making an interview with your supreme leader and you said you paid money to me. That one is enough for me to take you to the cleaners. I ignored you. But going forward, I am not going to ignore you. So if you are going to come on that special program, I'm not saying you shouldn't come up, but have your facts. Be sure. Right now, I am calling Obidio a thief that you should take that he stole our money, totaling $23,941.11. And I'm daring him to take him to court. Be sure you can say something like this and that you have your facts before you come to that special program. And from now onward, I'll be monitoring you. You're the guy in New York from Nnamdi. I will be monitoring you on your utterances that you are saying in your name, not the one you use fake account to do. In your name, I'll be monitoring you. Because anything, I'm not going to do it like the Candy Stewart own. So let me leave it at that. So now, going back to what I was saying, so the fact was that these guys saw opportunity, whichever saw opportunity, and then decided to do what they did, and then I left, and they came after me in particular. They came after me. Now all of them is only me they know. Meanwhile, I wasn't the highest ranking officer that left. Why are they not going against the others? Why me? So that tells you all there that it's out of envy, out of insecurity that Uchemepo has. That's what is killing him. That's what is consuming him. And then the one in at home called Emmanuel Kanu, who wanted to have his hand into their money, they all had their field day.
The one they are, you mean the one they are suspecting that the father did not give back to, according to the report.
What?
Ezafara, please, Ezafara, help me confirm. My brother, please carry on.
Yeah.
Not as if I'm gossiping. I hate gossip.
So you can see that, like I said before, there were 5 versions. That I'm talking about documents now. You're talking about documents, right? So I'm on it now. There are 5 versions that Nnamdi Kanu gave of how Radio Biafra International was established. Okay. Nnamdi Kanu said that he told Biafrans in USA to contribute $10,000, and the Iroanya and Co. hijacked the money to set up RBI. I don't know why Iroanya and Co. Like I said, I wasn't the highest officer that left. Why must it be Iroanya? Why not the highest officer that left and Co? Why me? And when we left IPOB led by Nnamdi Kanu, we formed what we called IPOB DOS. And I wasn't the leader. I wasn't the highest person. Yet, my name is here as Iroanya and Co. Why me? Why not the other person? So that is version number one, that he told Biafrans to contribute $10,000 and Iroanya and Co hijacked the money to set up RBI. Like I said, the money to buy all those things were contributed by 3%. Leonard and Eme, Ubonayaba and the Kena one, my money didn't even enter. No other money came from anywhere. Those three guys benevolently contributed the money. Version number two, that Iroanya and Co took 40 million from the 60 million in the account in our IBOB account in Biafra land and used it to set up Radio Biafra. That me, not even, the first one was Iroanya and Co. Now it's me that took 40 million from the 60 million they have in the account in Biafra land, though. Account in Biafra land that I use it to buy, set up something in North America or in the Americas. Now, that account, that bank account, what happened was that actually, when we actually started opening account, we opened the account in the name of Emmanuel Kanu. He went and started pilfering the money, taking money from there, using it. The brother found out and was very angry and said, look, let us stop putting money in that account. That Ikenawano should open an account. Ikenawano opened an account in with his name, and then they started monitoring it. The DSS started monitoring. We now changed over and they opened it in a guy called Emeka Okafor. This guy is still alive. I have his number. Emeka Okafor. In fact, he has a handover note here where he wrote how the whole money is accounted for, who took what and who approved what. In fact, I'm going to read it before we end today. Now, that account, even though it is under the name of Emeka Okafor, that account will be the person that has the absolute control to say take money or not take money is Ikenawano and also Onyonyo. Which I say both of them are controlling that account. I have nothing at that account. In fact, when we have soldiers, I mean, we have our people that were shot by soldiers and they were in the hospital. It was Emeka Ume Abalasi. It was Emeka Ume Abalasi who approached me and told me that there are people who are who need treatment. So, and they were in a hospital called Multi-Choice. She gave me the number of the doctor, so I was able to reach the doctor. And then I promised him we were going to pay. So I always get approval from Nnamdi Kanu. Look, we need to make some payment. Then he will authorize it. Then I'll go and tell Uchenna Sibu and Ikenawano. Then they will tell Emeka Okafor. Then Emeka Okafor will now transfer the money to the hospital. That's how it works. I never had anything to do, but now they are saying here in version 2 that I went and took 40 million naira from that 60 million account they have in Biafra land, and that was what I used to set up Radio Biafra International. 40 million. You know how much that is in dollars?
My brother, let me tell you, please. Sometimes when they accuse you that way, are you sure they've not embezzled 40 million naira from that account and now want to pin it on you? What year are we talking about here?
That was 2017.
Okay, we are talking about nearly 60 million of today, if I'm not mistaken. Please carry on.
That is version 2. Version 3 is that I collected $750,000 from Ojos Okalo and other politicians. And I used part of it to set up Radio Biafra International. Version number 4, that the British government set up RBI for Iroanya and Co.
Chai.
Everything here is Iroanya. Meanwhile, I wasn't the leader, I wasn't the highest person in IPOB GOS. I had somebody above me. Yet, everything here has my name on it. That's version number 4. Version number 5, I told you there are 5 versions that Nnamdi Kanu told 3 different people. I have an email here he sent to Dr. Oge Buzokwe. I have an email he sent to Oge Buzokwe telling him that You say what?
As me show na no na aputa.
Okay, I have an email here. He sent to Dr. J. that it was that I stole money from IPOB USA. Now, number 5 is that Dr. Emeka Onyebuchi, who was the UK rep then. In fact, I didn't even remember to mention him as part of the Igbo leadership of Biafra that contains other non-Igbo tribes. Dr. Emeka Onyebuchi, that he took IPOB money in UK and gave to me. And then Onyinye Lebedin, the one I mentioned, was, Asia rep, that he took all the money from IPOB in Malaysia, and then both of them gave it to me, and I used it to establish Radio Biafra Internet. These are 5 versions that Nnamdi Kanu gave of how IPOB, in fact, it's myself, how I established Radio Biafra Internet, because everything is Iroanya, and I keep saying it. Why me? I wasn't even the highest person among the 11 of us. Why are you avoiding the highest person and calling on me? Why?
My brother, to me, I believe it's because he knows you know where all the bodies are buried. And by calling your name, he will put you in a defensive mode where you will be defending yourself. Hey, I didn't do this, I didn't that. That way, time will start moving forward. And all the things you are supposed to expose about him, you would either forget them, or by the time you will release them, it will not be very relevant. It will not be as important as it would have been had you released it in time. Let me tell you something. This guy is a criminal, and everything he's doing, all the things he's doing are carefully planned. So whenever you see a thief like this, he's trying to put you in a defensive mode. My brother, what you should do is escalate it, like I'm doing to him now. When they bring any nonsense, he will send all these minions, all these stupid fools on Facebook that have zero content. They have zero content. They have nothing to do, nothing to tell the people. They have no background in history, in geography, in economics, in finance, in politics, geopolitics, anything, nothing. They have nothing to offer other than, oh, hey, Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu is our leader. So whenever he's trying to use these ones to distract me, I will take whatever they brought and I will stick it to him like this, okay? And each and every one sticks. Look at what they are doing. They want me to focus on all these fake nonsense things they are putting out. Yeah, I did not go to Libya. I'm not doing this one. No. Next time when you are dealing with him, please stay on facts. My brother, I don't know what else you have there, but I think we have less than 25 minutes. I don't know how you are going to wrap it up.
Yes, I'm going to wrap up now. I just want to say one quick thing on documentation. Then I went to what I want to say, which is my final advice I'm going to give. But let me say this. In 2014, we had a meeting with some people that were supposed to source us some military hardware. And before we had that meeting in Los Angeles. Obidio was in that meeting. Let me repeat, Obidio was in that meeting we had with those people that were supposed to send us weapons in Los Angeles. So let him come out and deny it. But before we had that meeting, we were all told to submit our resume. And I was the one that coordinated that resume submission. And here I have Nnamdi Kanu's resume. I have his resume here. What am I going to do with that? In that resume, he gave his employment history. He said currently the director of Radio Biafra London, in bracket, or in America they call it parentheses, in bracket, part of ROBL Management Services Limited. Let me repeat that so that everybody will understand where I'm going with this. Nnamdi Kanu said after that 2014 when we had a meeting on his resume that he was Director Radio Biafra London, in bracket, part of RBL Management Services Limited. Well, what does that mean? That Radio Biafra is under RBL Management Services Limited. And what is RBL Management Services Limited? RBL Management Services Limited is a company registered by private limited share. And this is it here. Everybody, look at the certificate of incorporation. Certificate of a private company limited. You can see the number.
Personal business.
993. That is the certificate of incorporation of RBL Management Services Limited. You can see the name here. You look at the name. Can you see it?
Yes.
Can you see
yes.
it?
You can see it.
RBL Management Services Limited. Can you see it?
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are seeing it.
Very good. Now, when you go to the number of shares here, the share is one. Only one person has a share.
One shareholder.
One shareholder. It is owned by one person. The company was registered on the 9th of October 2012. I want people to listen to it because I'm going to say something very important now. And there's something I want to say now, very, very important. This company was registered on the 9th of October 2012, solely owned by one person. Percent shares owned by one person. And that person, the person's name is here. The person's name is here. The owner of this company is Mr. Nnamdi Kanu. That is the owner of RBL Management Services Limited. And I want anybody listening to me today, go and research about this company. As I'm speaking to you today, the ownership of that company has not changed. It is still owned by one person. Now, this is the bomb now. Nnamdi Kanu was arrested October 2015 and he was released in 2017. Now, everybody listen to this. If there is something you didn't go home with this. On the 10th of September, September 10, 2016, while Nnamdi Kanu was still in prison. Ijele, are you listening? Ijele, are you getting it? October 9, 2016, while Nnamdi Kanu was still in prison, he changed his status on RBL Management Services Limited. He changed his status to PSC. As in Paul, S as in Simon, C as in Charlie. PSC. Nnamdi Kanu became a PSC under RBL Management Services Limited.
Oh.
What is the PSC? My people, PSC is an abbreviation. What it means is person with significant control. Let me repeat that, because sometimes when you say something twice, it sinks. Nnamdi Kanu on the 10th of September, that's what I'm seeing here. Yeah, 10th of September 2016, while he was in prison, changed his status in RBL Management Services to PSC, persons with significant control. Please, anybody listening to me, don't believe what I'm telling you now. Go to Google and ask, what is PSC or what is person with significant control in a company? So, Nnamdi Kanu is the owner of RBL Management Services Limited. Radio Biafra is under RBL Management Services Limited. And Ipob is under Radio Biafra. Just like we say in fluid dynamics, They call it the law of continuity, continuity equation. Continuity equation in fluid dynamics. It says if A is equal to B and B is equal to C, it means that A is equal to C. Because A is equal to B and B is equal to C, it means that A is equal to C. That is the law of continuity in fluid dynamics. So if
let's all pretend, let us all pretend that we understood that one, but carry on.
yes, so what it means is that if Iroanya Management Services is the owner of Radio Biafra London, and Radio Biafra London is the owner of IPOB, what it means is that Iroanya Management Services Limited is the owner of IPOB because Radio Biafra London RBL is under Iroanya Management Services Limited, IPOB is under Radio Biafra London. Therefore, you are under something that is under something. It means that the one that is on top is on above every other thing, every other person to the one that is on top.
That explains the supreme. That explains the supreme leadership.
Exactly. In fact, that's what I'm saying with this issue of a person of significant control. I didn't even want to go and explain it. I leave it to anybody that is listening to me. Go and type person of significant control. Person of significant control. That is the status of Nnamdi Kanu in Iroanya Management Services Limited. And I repeat it again. Iroanya Management Services owns Radio Biafra London. Radio Biafra London owns IPOB.
Oh!
And Iroanya Management Services is owned by one shareholder. One, not two. Before, I used to make a mistake and say that Uchemepo is a co-owner. It's not true. That was an error on my side, and I apologize. Uchemepo is not an owner of Iroanya Management Services Limited. Iroanya Management Services Limited is owned by one person, and that person is Nnamdi Kanu, and the status has not changed. Instead of it changing, he elevated himself to a PSC.
Hell!
He owns Radio Biafra, Iroanya Management Limited. He owns Radio Biafra London, and he owns IPOB. Person of signal control, even is saying 25% or more, but now he has 100%.
Oh!
So somebody was typing the definition, but he owns 100%. And one thing with the person of technical control is that the person has the power to hire and fire anybody at any time. So when he says supreme leader, I tell you he's absolutely correct. He's supreme leader because he is a PSC. He's a person of significant control in Iroanya Management Services Limited. So having said that, and because we are rounding up, let me make the following statement before we close. One.
And please, my brother, please, I would want at least 3 IPOB people to come on and question our engineer Clifford Iroanya. I call him doctor because to me he's a doc. I don't know what to.
I have my PhD. Yes, of course I have my PhD.
I really see. I will want 3 IPOB members to come and question him. I will post the link here. Okay. As soon as he runs up, I will post the link here. Then 3 of you will come and question him now. Let's see. This is not, and you come on video. Don't assume that I will put it on WhatsApp call. Like you will come on video. So whatever you're doing, let your kinsmen see it. Let them see how smart or stupid you are. And when it comes to IPOB, I know where I gravitate to, but I will leave it until when you people come. Please, my brother, carry on.
Okay, so let me round up with this.
Okay.
I have 2 points, 2 major points, and the second one has some sub point on it. The first major point I want to say is this. I have said this the other time at the Daughters of Truth platform. And I'm saying this again. I want to be on record. And for those of you who believe or who practice cutting out, to cut out 5 minutes, please cut out this one, as you have cut out the one I said about the fellow in New York from Nnamdi that I am waiting for to come and make unsubstantiated remarks about me, and then you will see. Cut this one out. Be ready to cut it out now, because you people are always cutting out only 5 minutes or more or less, and then manipulate it to do your propaganda. What am I talking about? I have warned. Ijele, be my witness. Ijele, be my witness. I have warned. I gave me FTO. I warned. You people will be designated FTO. I have warned. Not tomorrow now. I still know Iroanya because it's popular. Anybody that wants to be popular must use the name Iroanya. If you want Nnamdi Kanu to notice you, if you want Uchemefo to notice you, you say Iroanya. Everything that happened. In fact, they say that I am I am Ikoku, there's nothing they don't call. Once you, in fact, Ijele, some people even say it's Iroanya disguising as Ijele. Thank God today. You are they have not seen Iroanya, they have not seen Ijele. So, but still, some people will still believe. Some people will still believe that there is a.
This is Jubilee after the 2.0. Jubilee after the 2.0.
Exactly. They may even say that you recorded this thing and then and change and then split the picture so that everything that happened to Nnamdi Kanu, everything that happened to Uchemefo, everything that happened to Ipob is Iroanya. Is Iroanya or nobody else? And I keep saying, why me? I wasn't the most senior person. Why are you people afraid to mention the most senior person that left? Now, I'm drawing my ear. You are my witness.
Yes, sir.
FTO. You people will be designated FTO. I am drawing my ear. You that are doing strongman in New York from Nnamdi, you will be the first casualty. Because once your IPOB is designated FTO, let me say it now. Those people who are cutting 5 minutes, cut this one too now. Once you are designated FTO, the first thing the American government will do will be to revoke your citizenship.
Tell them what and what.
I'm coming. I know. I saw the question. I saw somebody ask me what is FTO. I'm coming to that. Once you are designated, once IPOB is designated an FTO, the first thing that will happen, Mr. Strongman in New York from Nnamdi, your citizenship will be revoked. The one you came in last week to tell Obi that don't waste time. You came for me. That one it won't be me. All part you versus the State Department and American Immigration Services System. They will revoke your citizenship because you were not born here. You are only naturalized. I am warning you people now. This thing you people are doing, beating people up, doing so many things. There are so many things that you are doing that already set you on the path of being designated an FTO. Now, for those who are asking, FTO means Foreign Terrorist Organization. Yes. FTO, F as in foreign, T as in terrorist, O as in organization. FTO, Foreign Terrorist Organization. IPOB is heading irreversibly in that direction.
Of course.
Again, you are my witness.
Yes, sir.
It is being recorded. It's going to be uploaded because when it happened, you will play this clip at least. Get somebody if you can't do it. Get somebody that will cut out this very portion of what I just said.
And somebody is there. Spencer is there, and
yes.
You will do it with our able first lady, Lady Male.
So please, Spencer, please cut out this session that I'm saying. that I have warned on this day, on this very day, the 17th of July, that by exactly my time now is showing 4 o'clock Texas time, which will be 10 o'clock in Nigeria, that I warned that IPOB is heading towards being designated as a foreign terrorist organization, and they are heading there irreversibly. And I Mr. No demand from New York. And you will lose your citizenship, and then you will be bundled to God knows where. I know you people will cut this session now and manipulate it. You even say that the Iroanya has written a petition. Iroanya has already working with the full government to make them LP. So go ahead and say and say what you want to say. But God bear me witness. Israel is bearing me witness. Mazi Spencer, you are bearing me witness. I am drawing my ear for the last time, telling them that no, you people are heading towards FTO. Stop your criminality and your violence. Call your leader, your supreme leader, to order. Let him stop saying things that will further prove that IPOB is an FTO. Every day he says things that indict IPOB. Every day he says things that make them more and more indictable. They are heading there. They are heading there. FTO is calling them. Please, please, I am begging you, because it will let the New York Dragraman be making his Gragra. But please let him maintain his citizenship, at least. Because when it happened, let me say it again for the umpteenth time. American government will revoke your citizenship and you will be in trouble if your organization is designated an FTO.
My brother, you know, they've been saying all these things. I've been telling them, they've been threatening their father. We will do this, we will do that. The only thing they ended up doing was posting a fake video that I apologize to them. See, it's already designated a terrorist organization by Nigeria, by the Nigerian government. So,
yes.
Let me tell you another one. Those of you who are who are being disturbed by IPOB people in your various countries of residence, let me tell you, they register the organizations either as a charity organization or a cultural organization. So they don't register it as a political organization that wants to break away from Nigeria. That shows you that these guys have no legs to stand on, yet they keep making noise. Personally, when I'm done, we are going to see. Make I talk openly. I go use Nigerian embassy, all this on a threat, and then me personally, I go use Nigerian embassy. Make you know be like say Buhari give me money. I go use Nigerian embassy, we go see for court. When I go tell me waiting on a register my ass, and why your organization they write nonsense about me. All those your allegations, you must substantiate it or you will fold. I would personally do it. Abukamundu na bono. Ojon Brigade, my brother, please use 10 minutes and wrap it up. And I want to tell you there are some people who are saying that you insulted them on behalf of Nnamdi Kanu. You did this to them. And especially, I have a special friend, Chioma. She told me that something happened. So I don't know if you will be able to address that as you wrap up what you were saying.
Okay, I'll come to that. Now, let me quickly say, I've done with the first point. The second point is, as a matter of urgency and criticality, IPOB members, wherever they are, and those listening now, you must do the following. Number one, you must do everything within your power to vacate that court Proscription and Terrorism Order. Remember, in 2017, a court of competent jurisdiction proscribed IPOB and also declared it a terrorist organization. Your energy, your focus now should be in getting that court order reversed. Put fire on the feet of your lawyer, whoever that your lawyer is. That is number one thing. Because you have a terrorism tagging on you. So even if you are going to going to American government now, they will find out about you. Where is the headquarters of your organization? And what are you fighting for? And where you are fighting for, you are already a terrorist organization as proscribed by the court. You know, sometimes some people, when I say a terror tagged IPOB, they will get angry with me that I'm calling them terrorists. No, it's a simple English. What I'm saying that the court tagged you a terror.
Yeah.
What me? It's not me calling you terror tagged.
Because now body, man, and that this year the Honda. Now body, do you body, okay? No, come off for good. Then kuna and stop expecting an elephant to fly. They can't hear you, they can't understand that English. So you need to hear it very well.
Yeah, thank you. So Biko, please, my people, ensure that you go to court and fight for that order to be reversed. If that order is not reversed, it's an albatross hanging on your neck. That is where you should channel your energy.
Albatross. What this is a yoke.
It's a yoke, it's a load on your neck. Forget about giving our people fight. That shouldn't be your concern. Your concern, in fact, when people go on Facebook, go on the press, be writing things about that court order, saying how biased it is, do a lot of things to put pressure, international pressure, domestic pressure, and pressurize the judge and everybody so that they will bring that court case into the limelight. That's what you should be doing now. That's number one. Quickly. Number two, please, my dear IPOB members, you have to make a decision between two things. Number one, are you an Igbo only organization, or are you an organization that covers area beyond Igbo? If you are a heterogeneous, that means more than one tribe or more than one ethnic nationality, then you must do what the Englishman called inclusiveness and diversity. Diversity and inclusiveness. Meaning that if you have a supreme leader of Igbo extraction, your deputy supreme leader, at least you come from another tribe. Your head of directorate of state should come from another tribe. Your finance minister should come from there are many tribes in the Biafra you are talking about. You have Igbo, you have Ijo, Ana, Efik, Ibibio, Ogoni, Urobo, Ishekiri, Ope, Isoko. You have the ones in Benue as you are claiming, and the ones in Kogi as you are claiming. Let's have diversity and inclusiveness. That is the second point I want to make. The third point, please, my dear people, you cannot be carrying a child that is nameless. You cannot be running an organization that does not have a direction. You can't be in an organization that has no plan. He's in Istanbul, Naga, wherever. You must. You say, okay, I am going from Istanbul to wherever. Am I going to walk? Am I going to drive? Am I going to fly? Or am I going to go by sea? He get the plan, where step by step. And as an organization that is not a terrorist organization, I am assuming you are not a terrorist organization.
They are. Please, my brother, let me show them the meaning of terrorism, of the meaning of the word terrorism. Please, you know, these guys are stupid. They think terrorists are only the people that strap suicide vests around them. Watch. Terrorism mean definition. Oh yeah, no be me write this one. Oh, wait. Watch it. This is the meaning of terrorism. The use of violence and threat to intimidate or coerce, especially for political purposes. 2. The state of fear and submission produced by terrorism or terrorization. 3. A terroristic method of governing or a resisting or of resisting a government. Again, I read, a terroristic method of governing or of resisting a government. So when you look at that definition, you find out that IPOB perfectly fits into it. Jokes apart, sentiments apart, IPOB perfectly fits a terrorist organization. My brother, please use fire. And please, my brother, before, as you're wrapping up now, some people are saying that you have people, you should apologize to the people you insulted on behalf of Nnamdi Kanu. I'm not the type of person that tells someone who to apologize to or who not to apologize to. I don't know what they must have said to you, but if you feel that there is a need to apologize to those people, please, I would like you to use like 5-10 minutes to do that while I bring on IPOB people to come and cross-examine you. Each person 5 minutes, please.
Okay, so let me just finish up quickly. So what I meant by that is that if IPOB is truly not a terrorist organization, then your roadmap, your plan, your step-by-step of how you want to get your freedom or independence is something that must be publicly available. If somebody is telling you, oh, they want us to reveal our plan so that our enemy is fully is not telling you the truth. Lower Niger Congress, to which I belong, our roadmap, our step is that they are in the public domain. That's number 3. Number 4, please, again, I repeat, denounce violence. Denounce violence. Never FTO. I repeat, the Grandma in New York, from Nnamdi, the revocation of your citizenship. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, which is the final one, is dear IPOB member, what is the map of Biafra you are actually looking for? Is it the 1967 map? Is it the pre-1967 map? Or is it the post-1970 map? You need to make up your mind. And when you make up this decision, when you make up your mind on this, you now begin to
they move as the spirit leads.
So finally, before I go into the last thing he said, the Lower Niger Congress and the other regional blocks, Lower Niger Congress representing the Southeast and the South, and the other regional blocks for the Middle Belt and the Southwest, they have come together and have worked out the constitutional force majeure, which is coming up in a few weeks' time. I strongly recommend that we support it and we look out for it, because as long as there is a constitution in Nigeria, there is a union. There's nothing you can do about it. The constitution defines the union. If there is no constitution, there is no union. That's all I want to say about it. Now, coming to what you said about people apologizing to people, I don't know who the Chioma you are talking about. I don't know the Chioma you are talking about. But let me tell you this. Okay, now, Chioma Amarilis, I don't know where she said what she meant that I apologize to her, but you have to understand that when we worked in IPOB, we worked with the best information we had at the time. Yes. And Chioma Amarilis herself was also insulting people. I have posts, I have evidence, and I haven't seen her apologize to anybody. I have not seen a video where Chioma Amarelis came out to apologize to people. Chioma Amarelis, whatever you think I did to you can never be equal to what I told Rita Nnamdi.
Okay.
Nothing I told anybody in this earth will be equal to what I told Rita Nnamdi. So you better calm when you are looking for apology. That apology will not work because you also insulted people and you never apologized, because if you did, I would have seen it. So forget about the apology.
Any other people, please, like generally, any other people. We
did the best we could under the circumstances. Now let me tell you this. I'm in good communication with Barrister Emeka. But we wrote a petition, which I was one of the signatories, against Bilie Human Rights Initiative. Why did we do that? Bilie Human Rights Initiative, then I was a member of Ipob, wrote a petition to Interpol calling all of us terrorists. And they did it first. And I had to retaliate because then it included me. So like many times, because people are saying that I wrote, I say yes, I did it, and I justified it because of the prevailing situation at that time. And I have no regret. I don't regret it because I did it based on the prevailing condition at that time.
Okay, sir.
Everyone is asking for apology. She go and sit down because she too abused people.
Only open okay.
We communicate.
Thank you, my brother, please.
There's nobody that will tell anything that I told Rita Nnamdi.
Okay. Please, those of
you when I was there. So let her go and sit down.
Those of you that want to question our guest, please, you have this is the link. You have 5 minutes. If after 5 minutes we don't see anyone, I'm sorry, we will end the show, because some of you people will come here and rant. Hey, you did not give us time to question anybody. You will come, they will post the link, you will run away. This is the link, please copy it. You have 5 minutes to do that. This is we are the 2nd hour and the 18th minute. So at the 2nd hour and the 23rd minute, if no one showed up, we are going to wait. Emeka Oje is here. Enya. Hello. Good evening, Oye. How are you? Hey. So, my people, in 5 minutes time, if we don't see anyone, we are going to cancel the invite, and you see, Habiala, get out and keep quiet. They don't give you something, see, stop being an average IPOB member. You people are just stupid. Come on here and question someone you don't want to question. Come, go, Kwano, Mba. Your spare tire. Uchemefo, start exercising, please. Igaha unekwe heart failure. Negi heart disease, obesity. Start exercising. Akwifrote one. Obero geniga de no ka babisi sokota wubiri awubi. Ema na wubi babisi sokoto kechie ya. Otu ọ na-eshi soro n'onu gị. Ifiri kwere nọ ndụ ka ị na-eri, ike ahụkwa m eri ego, ike akwa m ebi ndụ. Hapụkwa na ị na-eri ego a na-atụkọ enye gị. Exercise ifuku ụmụ nwoke na-adị shi ike, gbashi ike gị. Onye mee ndị otu unu nọ n'Istanbul enwe nke chọrọ na ịpụta ọgụ. O maka onye nwa m ihe ga-efe isi ya. Ishi ezigbo ike, gbaa akpọ, ịghọtago? And Mr. Hunchback Nnamdi Kanu Abino chapụta kirikwu ji maka ekwu na ihe anụ a na-ekwu na biko Nnamdi Kanu, I dare you to put Mr. Clifford Iroanya on your show. Since you want to shame him, please shame him. Your people have been telling us that you go for debate. Of course, you ran away from you. I'm na you with the fake account. Today, by way fake account, on na nna gị Chineke ga-abụ gị ọnụ na nke ahụ ọ bụ agonu ga-abụ. Ha BP na-enwe. We will have someone here. Because now they can. My brother, mute it to Mr. Clifford. You know, mute the other stream. Please, you want to shame him?
Sorry.
Please shame him.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir. I can hear you, sir. Go on.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Mute the other one. One on the other device. One on the other device, CJ guy.
Oh, sorry.
We will have someone here.
Sorry, let me check this.
Mute it to Mr. Clifford. You know,
sorry.
I want to drop this, brother. I dropped it. So maybe you will send the link again. Mborone. Oneka Agu David. I send the go nungia. Hello, my brother. Good evening. Good evening. See, he cannot hear you clearly here. I send the link here with another number. My Turkish line. It's my Turkish. Okay, hold on. My brother, can you hear him, sir? Can you hear him? No, he can't hear you. Just click the link and I'll get you use all your YouTube or Facebook to sign in. Oh? Use only YouTube. Use all YouTube. Okay. Hello. Ha!
Hello. Greetings. Nnamdi Iroanya, greetings. So, Ijele, greetings.
One day.
So ajụjụ m nwere for our brother Clifford Iroanya is about the transmitter. That time, on a push for transmitter. Transmitter. That time that you people, or that time that IPOB or Radio Biafra by then, it's not IPOB then, we are pressing and pushing, demanding people to contribute money for transmitter. Did you people ever purchase that transmitter?
Yes, the transmitter was purchased. It was shipped. But a lot of things happened that cost us much money to get it in. And let me tell you, I haven't said this before, and I'm very, very much ashamed to say it, but let me say it all the same. It's an open confession. And who knows, Monday knock out for 5 minutes. I'm not going to ever have because anything include now we can't cut through a part of it, which we cut mango.
Yeah, he's here.
Let me say it. The day I looked at that transformer, that was sometime in January, you know, Bright Chimezi, who is one of those people that, one of the people arrested, or one of the people that are having the case, he now told me, not to repeat this thing. Nia is building Tibia, gave me something so that I can walk that and and you know take 70 to 80,000. So 100,000. My own 100,000 naira. Oh, you join a Tibia. Oh, say my walk on my betty. More than a release there is the transmitter. A release there, you can't want when you put what I need you got move where this is self-load according to Canada. Now, put a bruise the transmitter, gas Zoya and Kemado, no bullying Suzo, ever Victoria. And the Mado Kamado will quote too much. Among those you who had their chocolate, never had the thing. Would be a Bugarade. The thing is in custody of GSS as we speak.
Okay.
Azoria, and it came in about the thing. Debian and Kemado no police shoes in here. But the information leaked to GSS went and took possession of it. That was where they arrested Madu and threw him into Kuje.
I have one other question, big brother. As a former IPOB or Radio Biafra member, do you think that Radio Biafra Limited can bring Biafra to the indigenous people?
No, because of the strategy, they don't even have a strategy, because of the way they are going about it. For us to have our freedom, it must come through a UN-backed and UN-supervised referendum, or it will come through war. One of these two options. And something must trigger a referendum. Referendum does not fall from the sky. Something must trigger it. There must be what Chukike will call a big hand. There must be a big hand that will twist Nigeria to go or to accede to accept a referendum. And this must be outside the constitution of Nigeria. Why? Because the constitution of Nigeria has a provision for referendum in section 8. But the referendum in section 8 is a referendum for creation of additional states. You know, some people tell you that, constitution of Nigeria does not have a referendum. Not a referendum. But the referendum is in section 8. And section 8 is the section that has to do with creation of state, not excising in section 2, subsection Nigeria, an undivided and indivisible country. So, to answer your question direct, IPOB, ROBL, Radio Biafra, no, they cannot do it, going by the way they are going about it.
Thank you. God bless. Bye-bye, my people.
Okay. My brother, I thank you for joining us. We have many people ahead. Thank you. He just dropped it very fast. So let me bring in Mr. Okoye, and we have after Mr. Okoye is Anyanwu. Okay. My brother,
good evening. Thank you, Clifford, for coming to speak to us. You said that the IPOB doesn't have strategy, but I came to think that they do have some kind of strategy, because I heard Kanu say that they have studied in regards to what happened in the past. Because what happened in the past, especially during the Biafran War, that we haven't got media strategy. We haven't got anybody that speaks about what is happening to us. And that is one of the main reasons Ojukwu failed. So that's the reason why Radio Biafra was created. Again, he said that Britain, they found through their own study that Britain was doing a lot of lobbying for Nigerian government. So they have to employ people now that have to do some lobbying for them. And then he goes to say number 3 is that they found that a lot of people has been compromised in the past. That is why the structure of the IPOB is how it is, because they are uncompromisable. That's why they approach things the way they approach things. He then talked about consistency. That they have to be consistent. That's why their message was consistent. Talked about accountability. That is why they're holding the politicians and every other person in Igbo land accountable with regards to how they do things. He talks about the strategy in terms of, okay, having now have to go through the referendum, and then the pressure, the heat they are applying to those in power in terms of, okay, how they speak truth to power. So I don't think it's honest. I'm not an IPOB member as such, but I don't think it's particularly honest to say that they haven't got strategy with regards to what they are doing, because according to what I've just listed, there is some strategy there. There is some sort of strategy with regards to what they do. Now, my question to you is, do you think that Kanu as a person is irredeemable to work with? And do you think that he hasn't got anything to contribute to the fight in order to get to better our people? That is my question to you.
Thank you very much. Let me go straight point and tell you that what you said is not correct. IPOB does not have a strategy.
So what are the things that are listed to you? Don't you think these are
strategies? Those are not strategies.
What are they?
Those are nice to have. Number one, first of all, number one, and I would like you to answer this. Number one, can you please tell everybody listening now, what is the footprint of the area under pursuit for self-determination?
What is what? Sorry, say again.
What is the footprint? What is the footprint of the area under context?
What is the footprint? You mean the map?
Thank you.
You mean the map on the context?
Yes.
Okay. The map, in terms of the IPOB, in terms
not
of what
IPOB, there is a nation they are looking for.
Yes, the Biafran
footprint, because when you go to United Nations,
yeah,
or doing a referendum,
yeah,
you are talking about a referendum,
yeah,
talking about media, you are talking about all these things you mentioned must dovetail into a footprint. It must dovetail into an area of context. What is the footprint?
The footprint, according to him, according to what he said, was that the footprint is where he said is rudimentary. He said it's rudimentary in his explanation, where you see women tying to rappers. That is where the border starts, and that's where the border stops. He said it's rudimentary. Although LAC has provided a map, I wouldn't say that they haven't provided a map.
Leave LNC out. We're dealing with IPOB now. Leave LNC out. I don't want you to go into LNC.
Okay.
My question again is, where can you provide us with a physical footprint of?
I cannot do that because I'm not IPOB. I'm just asking you the question.
All right. So let me give that a number one assignment I'm giving to you, because maybe there may be another opportunity for us to have this debate, probably, or not debate, a discussion. Probably, please, Ijele, you may have to organize another session where myself and Okoye will revisit what we are talking now.
Immediately. You people,
please arrange that. I want you to provide, go back to IPOB. Let IPOB provide you with a settled footprint that you can show. You know, if it's a footprint you can show. I'm going to go get the map. Forgot to keep that map. A settled footprint that you can show the world, or what you are doing, because you mentioned, I noted down media. When you are in your media, you should show a footprint in your media. When you're doing referendum, you must have a footprint covered under that referendum. If you're doing a lobbying, you must have a footprint.
My brothers, please.
That's number one. Let me finish on. Let number one. Number two. And that ties to number one, because maybe you may not be able to provide me with number one. Number two is, what type of footprint are we talking about? Is it a monolithic footprint, or is it a heterogeneous footprint? Let me give you an example. Yoruba is a monolithic.
Now, you know these IPOB people don't get this English.
Yes.
Monolithic swan.
Yes.
Monolithic means one. The IPOB went no. Please, my brother, now body, carry on. Please, you both of you have let me give you extra time, like 5 minutes now to wrap it up. Maybe we will bring that discussion another day. Both of you will choose the time. Both of you have my numbers. You have my number anyway. Next time we'll have to reschedule this type of conversation that is going to happen here. You know why I brought another drink? I know that this one is not going to end today. Please wrap whatever you are doing.
Let me give you what you need to find out, what you need to take home. Then, because I give him the, or how do you call it? I give him the slack that he's not IPOB. So you need to take this home. Number one, find out the footprint, a settled map of the nation or the country that they are pursuing, IPOB is pursuing. That's number one. Number two, I want you to find out from IPOB, is this, within this settled map, is it a monolithic, is it one tribe, or is it heterogeneous? That is it made up of different ethnic tribes? That's what you find out, number two. Number three, what is the written, I'm not saying by verbal, show me a written evidence of internal cohesion if it is heterogeneous. I wouldn't mind so much if it is monolithic. Okay? So tell them to give you an evidence where there is something written among the ethnic nationalities that they have agreed to stay together and under certain terms, if it is heterogeneous. That's number three. Number four, let them provide for you the mechanism. You mentioned referendum as their strategy. How do they want that referendum to be activated? What will precipitate? What are they going to do to bring up the referendum they are talking about? That's number four. Number five, I want you to find out from them if they are going it out alone. Because if you look at Nigeria now, you have the north, the core north, you have the middle belt, you have the southwest, and you have what probably where they are fighting for, and something somewhere in between, because I don't think they are including a those states, you know. So are they going it out alone, or they are working in concert with these other blocks? If they are, I need evidence of that. Number six is I want you to find out from them what are they going to do about the current governance structure, because my brother Okoye, as we speak now, there is a president, somebody who is the president of Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
Nigeria has a national assembly as we speak right now.
Yeah.
Has a state governors. They have, so find out. I'm rounding up. Find out what the governor, what they are going to do to the governance structure, and finally, what are they doing to the people that have vested interest in Nigeria? I used to work for a multinational oil company, and the other. So what are their plans for the international imperatives? So find out these things, and then when you come back, we can now discuss. But take it from me that IPOB does not have a strategy. I am telling you that. And keep in mind, Mr. Okoye, I was the fourth most ranking officer of IPOB, and I was the closest to Nnamdi Kanu. There are things I know that even his current deputy does not know.
Now,
the point of knowledge, not for the point of ignorance.
My second question is
inner workings of IPOB. Go ahead.
My brother, this second question, let it be short, and Mr. Clifford Iroanya, let the answer even shorter.
It's going to be short.
I will reschedule a program for both of you, really. 2 hours.
It's going to be short. It's going to be short. Now, Iroanya, now, Clifford, do you, like, my second question is, do you think that Mr. Kanu is irredeemable in terms of working with him in order to achieve what we are planning to do, in order to achieve our aim? Do you think he is irredeemable?
The question is based on the assumption that Nnamdi Kanu is pursuing what I'm pursuing, but he is not. He's purely out on the merchandise, because this is his organization. The IPOB you are talking about is a subsidiary of RBL Management Services Limited. So he's actually not in pursuit of self-determination. He has a corporate entity to maintain. So my question to you is, my answer to it is that he is not pursuing self-determination, rather he is in it for personal gain.
Mr. Okoye, let me chip in. Again, I passionately hate Nnamdi Kanu.
I know.
Wait, I'm coming. I don't hide it. But let me tell you, this is a statement of fact. Nnamdi Kanu is irredeemable. You cannot show me anyone who knows Nnamdi Kanu, who've known him for 5 years, that he doesn't have a problem with. You cannot show me a single person Nnamdi Kanu has not betrayed. Let's even start from his place. The day he brought the python dance to his place, he brought it on his people. That girl they killed, Nnamdi Kanu was here shouting, "Hey, my sister Adako, my cousin Adako, they killed my cousin Adako." That nigger never sent a dime to the family of that girl, even though the girl's father was the one that helped his parents escape. Now, I know a sister in the USA that helped Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu, when you first went to the United States, that hotel you rented and you wanted to force that girl to sleep with you. I don't want to go there.
Ijele, there's something I wanted to say before I go. Mr. Clifford, I think we have to talk about this strategy further. We have to talk about this strategy further because I believe that they do have some kind of strategy.
Hold on. I'm telling you the point of knowledge. You are, remember your statement that you are not an IPOB member. You cannot argue. You can never.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing with you.
You can never tell me anything about IPOB that I don't know.
Hold on. What about these things that I've listed to you?
That's what I'm telling you. There is nothing going on. Nnamdi Kanu has never discussed, no lobby, nothing. He has nobody anywhere at all. These are all lies.
I second that.
It is going to show.
We'll talk again. I don't want to.
Let me give you this, okay?
Hey, people are waiting, though. People are saying,
watch out for the Constitutional Court Major. When it happens, you will now know if he has done anything at all. I take it to the bank.
Thank you, my brother Okoye. See, my Okoye, please. I want to reschedule this program, but it will have to be you and Mr. Clifford Iroanya. I will be by the corner and wait for these bullets to fly because
he has to get his information from them.
Mr. Clifford, you know what I want you to do for me? Can you please send Ijele the list of the things that you have mentioned for them to provide in order to show that they are legitimate?
No, I will not do that. All you need to do is to watch this video again. And
okay, I'll do that. No worries.
Thank you, my brother, for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. How? What a mother, every patron. Welcome, my brother. Welcome.
First and foremost, Mazi Ryan, I must say, over the time, for the period of time I developed interest following everything, I made contact with you, but as at the time, I was not repentant. But I guess my encounter with Ijele brought me back to reality. So I'm sorry for the forceful accusation and I'll say improper information that I had about you. I live in US and I know a thing or two about how things work here. I'm glad you live here too. And from every narrative and everything you've said so far, I said, I'm sorry, you are the only person that has firsthand in every information everyone is going after, whoever that cares to listen. If nobody wants to listen to you, I encourage you to stay on the side of the truth because you have the truth in your side. So I guess everyone that was in my shoe before now, at some point will realize what is going on and perhaps make a U-turn before it's too late. This guy has sent us to a ghost chase and we've been chasing him around, believing that he has something we are looking for. You know what I mean? Over the years, we've denied, we don't have leadership. We don't have anyone who called out the people what they want, what they need. Everybody believed and, followed what he was saying, not knowing that he doesn't have any physical thing to prove it. And I'm glad you're here today to clarify the whole thing and, you know, share the light and everything. I believe everything you said. I believe everything you said. I don't care. I'm saying this today and I don't care who is listening. If you hate me, and I don't care. I believe in the truth. Ojo Fogala, when your hands are clean, nobody will do you anything.
Yes, sir.
And no matter what anybody try to do, they won't get you anywhere. So there's no need of going into that. Once your hands are clean, nothing anybody can do to you. And I believe everything you've said, because living in this country for as long as you've lived here and everything you've said so far, I know what you're talking about. And the worst thing that this guy can do at this point is that you're not the first person that he's line. You're not the second person. And he has beaten more than he can chew. I'm sorry I have to say it. And that's the truth. That is the truth. I'm sorry I have to say it. That's the truth. If you don't have anything to show the people you're talking to or your people you're trying to get sympathy from, to show them that this is the things I'm looking for, this is the things I want to achieve, they will not listen to you. White people are not like black people. They don't believe in assumption. They believe in physical evidence. Mr. Okoye might not understand where you're coming from or your position in this whole scenario. He needs to go do his homework properly and come back. In fact, you don't have anything to do with him. He needs to listen to you, not the other way. You don't have to drag anything with him or with anybody. If you're dealing with international community, you have to have physical plan to give them and take them on a journey based on what you have. They don't believe, they don't live there, they don't come from there, they don't know where the boundary is. You have to tell them. They go back and compare with what they have. This fight is not just saying, yes, Nnamdi Kanu has great awareness. In fact, he should be a media department of IPOB, the real IPOB, not his own franchise IPOB. Nobody will take that away from him. He has made greater awareness. That's what he should do. In this situation, everybody has what they are doing or what they intend to do. The man you are and what you portray to have done from the beginning and what you have to offer now, in fact, it's very clear. You're the one of the board of directors. You know what is going on. You are the big boss, the big guns behind the scenes. And whoever cares to understand, a lot of people don't understand. They read, they just listen and go with what they hear, but they don't make proper research. So I really, really recommend everything you're doing, and I ask you to stay on the side of the truth. With time, everything, our ancestors will be your witness.
You said
they will be your witness. Don't ever relent. Don't relent. I'm sorry for the time I have misunderstood you. I'm sorry for the time I have joined the crowd to, say one or two things. I'm sorry. That's all I have to say. May the ancestors lead you. Since you're on the path of the truth to liberate our people.
Please.
All the things you have lost, don't take it as a loss. You will get it back.
You said
you will get it back as long as your hands are clean. You won't go for our people. Goodness and everything will follow you to the day you take your last breath. Your children will reap what you sow because you're sowing truthfulness and openness, and you want liberation. You want freedom for us. They will have freedom everywhere they are. Whatever you're doing now, don't count it as a loss. I'm not here to ask you questions because you know more than I do. You've had the right information. You are the one to lecture us. You are the one to put it out there. Please, like Ijele said, when you know you get makande na nweta ho intellectual. Because and they know bia na ngo Ijele. Igejunwa na ngo bia. Because this thing has been going on for long. I just took my time to see and not decide I have to pick. I'm not sitting on the fence. I stand in the fence of the truth.
Yes.
Those who have the physical evidence to get us what we need, we go with that. I know. If he wants to come in, he should come in. First and foremost, he has to apologize to everybody he has kicked aside. In fact, he has to apologize to you openly. If you ever, I know, with everything you said here, you never ever said anything bad about him. Everything you said was the right thing. You never called him names. You never said anything. If he's knowledgeable enough, he needs to come back to you and apologize to you. That's all I have to say.
See, my people, this is our patron. He is the reason we are enjoying this stream. Remember, I don't use credit cards. He is the one that upgraded it to basic and made it possible that we will broadcast for how long we like. Please, that is my brother, Sondo Onwuka. But Onwuka. two powerful names. Like, as you people may know, I always wear this thing. This is not supposed to scare you. Like in the Latin word, yes. Yes. No, you're talking about the blue eyes. I'm talking about the skulls. It means this is memento. How? Memento mori. Memento mori. Always remember death. You understand? So that Onwuka is not a name to be scared of. This is reality that you will face.
Everybody will die. Everybody will die eventually.
We don't fear anybody. You are going to put times 50. So my brother Clifford Iroanya, I don't know if you have anything to say to him, but to me, believe me, I am dumbfounded. I'm just, you know, it takes a real man to apologize when he is wrong. Please, I don't know if you have anything to use. 1 minute.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your candidness, your candid nature, your frankness, and I accept it. I mean, we made a mistake. We also said things that we didn't say. We shouldn't say when we have said it. Like I said earlier, only God knows the type of things I told this lady called Rick and Bob. I don't want to say it here on air, but I told her things that you know, and I've apologized to her. So please, my brother, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And like you said, let me say this. Let me say, I know you may not agree with me, but Nnamdi Kanu, compared to Uchemefo, is a saint.
Of course, I told them that Uchemefo is the worst person, the worst human being you can see. You see that guy, a very deadly human being. I won't disagree with you.
You see this way is that guy. He was the one that pushed Nnamdi Kanu into what he's doing. You may say, oh, well sense, or is he not matured enough to do? No. It's Uchemefo that pushed Nnamdi Kanu into what he is. Nnamdi Kanu was not this bad. He wasn't this bad before. Oh, Uchemefo. I want to say the truth.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother.
Mr. Iroanya, I know you have every right to say what you have to say. I mean, you're a man enough to keep what's transpired between both of you. You guys were the one that started this thing. You guys got it to the point that it got hijacked from you. You know, you have every right to get angry or whatever. But like I said, you're sowing a seed that will germinate down the road, and whatever you are, you'll be happy with it. I can guarantee you that. Please, you guys should not relent. Yes, I'm glad this thing come out now before we get into the point that everybody will be tagged, you know, a terrorist organization. But it hasn't come to that. Please, do we have another chance to get this thing moving? Is there any way to get this thing moving?
My
to get
brother,
it to the right track?
That will be a topic for another day. I thank you for coming. Odogwu Turagwa is there. Now let them call us complete Sabo team. Thank you, my brother Onwuka, for coming. We have to take Odogwu. Thank you, my brother.
Not
yes,
wonderful. Yeah.
Chike. Odogwu Turagwa. No. Welcome.
Dalu. I greet each and every one of you. Clifford Iroanya, I greet you, my very own beautiful brother. I thank you so much. I am so delighted and relieved that you featured in this program. And Ijele, as always, I appreciate you. I also want to appreciate the last caller and to say thank you for what the last caller said, you know. And I want to toe the same line. Clifford, you may not remember me. I think we tried to talk some time ago, some couple of years back. But I want to say something now. Some people don't know me. I used to be the national PRO of indigenous people of Biafra in Germany. Okay, Tony Nzurumike is the national coordinator and I am the national PRO. I was the one who was going about meeting my friends, German doctors, getting some antibiotics, trying to make sure it gets to Ojukwu in Biafra land, who is the welfare coordinator or something like that. You know, I was making sure that I was providing antibiotic for the people who are injured. You know, some of those guys who were shot on the leg, I was doing everything. I was the very first person in the whole of Germany who made a newspaper publication. I had to invite Tony Rumike from Düsseldorf to come to my city, Eschweiler, where I was living. I got my German friends. We put everything on newspaper. I appeared with Tony Rumike several times. You know, I was the one who made it possible for IPOB to get in touch with the organization for endangered people in Germany. I arranged the meeting, and then I was supposed to go and meet them the day they were to go, but I wasn't. I was working, and then Tony Rumike and then Naya them went there. But I was the one who made it possible, who brokered the whole thing, and Tony Rumike took it up there. But you know, sometimes there are people who always walk on the ground, and when it comes to identifying what these guys did, you may not know them. So at least this is the first time I'm saying these things online, because people are so good in coming out to condemn people. What have you done? What have you not done? And all this. So, and I used to pay my dues and all that. So when what happened, I like to put things straight. I want to apologize here, because eventually I had to leave. At a point, nothing happened. There was no quarrel, but I looked at how things were going. I called Tony Rumike. I said, you know what? I think I am done with this thing. Tony Rumike was asking me, what is the problem? I said, no, my spirit is telling me that it's okay. I have to leave. In fact, that was when people were dying so much in Nigeria. Yes, I remember. The reason I left was people were dying so much. People were dying without knowing why they were dying for. And I keep on. In fact, there was the last batch of antibiotic which I got from my German doctors remained in my house for months. I was looking for these people to come and take it and send to these people. They keep sending images of people who were shot and all that. So, and then eventually I had to resign personally. No quarrel. I never quarrel with anybody, nobody. I didn't do anything. And then Tony Rumike asked me, did I want to be given another post? I said, no, Tony, it's not about post or something. I don't want to remain a member again. And I gently left. So when this issue of you and Radio Biafra, Radio Biafra International and all that came, I honestly said some things which I want to also apologize to you, because, you know, we never had time to hear from you. Even though I had left that time, I was still having sympathy for IPOB. Okay, so I said some things also, and with all honesty and sincerity, I am saying, Clifford Iroanya, I am sorry for whatever I may have joined in accusing you wrongly. You understand? I say it. Yes, I say it here, even though I had left at that time. So I am so sorry. And you know, nobody can come and accuse me for anything, because I knew what I did for IPOB in Germany. And then they say clear conscience fears no accusation. For the fact that you could come both in Daughters of Truth and here on the Niger platform and enumerated and laid out all these things that you just did, taking how many hours now? Up to 3 hours and 5 seconds. It shows that you are clean and straight. Some people cannot do it. Nnamdi Kanu, I doubt if he can come out publicly and narrate some things. Maybe I will take this opportunity. Ijele, please just give me a few this thing and say some things. I used to remember when Naya used to come online and begin to mention names of people who doesn't pay their monthly dues. He will call Germany and call all the IPOB family groups and call all the names of people who didn't pay their dues. He will call Italy. He will call Belgium. He will call France. He will call UK, America. But there has never been a time. In fact, that was also one of the things. The same Nnamdi Kanu and all the people came out and give account, auditing, clear auditing of how, since IPOB is an organization, which organization does not do auditing and account of what the money is used, how the money was used. If the money was spent here and there and there and there, you understand, okay, they will say a social amount of money was spent here or here. It has never been done to my knowledge up to today. Up to today. But the lady will come out and begin to mention the names of people who are owing and units who are owing. Now, these things happen and a lot of things. So, what I'm saying here is, so sorry if I may have misunderstood you at that time. It is based on the information that was available as at that time. So I love what you're doing and I want you to do more. What we need is truth. I am no longer an IPOB member. In fact, even the oath they are taking, I took oath 2 times. I took oath in Germany. I took oath in London. I used to use my money.
Let me cut you in here. And I want to say this.
Okay.
I haven't said this before. Ijele, take note. And I will say it without finality. Please, those of them who are cutting 5 minutes, cut this one too. That is written by me. Let me repeat. You see that oath they are taking? I wrote it. It was me. I am the author of that oath. Not the one they went to Benin Babel. I mean, the original, remember the oath we took those days? Remember that oath?
Yeah.
It was me. I am the author. Nnamdi Kanu took that oath in my house by my swimming pool. The day he came together packaging the transmitter that I bought. And he was supposed to leave the next day. So we had our GOS meeting. So we were in our parlor in my living room. Myself, Nnamdi Kanu, the guy in Austin. We were there together. So because he's the leader, he was the first to take the oath. We were on meetings, CAT meetings. So he was using his phone. I was using my phone. Him was using his phone. So we were all in the meeting. So he went out after where my phone is, took his oath, came back. Onyonyo took his own. Took his own. Onyonyo took it. Then it was my turn. I went out. So that oath was written by me. That oath you have seen. I am the author. I just want to put that on record.
Okay. Okay. So anyway, why I mentioned the oath is, I'm finishing now, Ijele. Why I mentioned the oath, and I also want to apologize because I'm in a dark place. I'm still in one of my vans. So why I mentioned that oath is I used to come with my expenses from Germany and I fly to London to come for IPOB assignment. You understand? Nobody pays me for, I spend my money. You know what it is to fly from Germany to London and then when I come to London, they say we must take an oath again. So I was one of the people who took oath 2 times and all that. So, but what I'm saying in conclusion is that Odovutula, was stand for truth anywhere. I stand for truth. I commend you once again for what you are doing and trying to explain things to everybody. And I also still stand for the betterment of our people's life. By that, I'm saying if there is any other thing, because we are seeing also, you talked about Lower Niger Congress and what they are doing and all that. You talked about footprint and footnote and all that. If there is any other thing that we should do that is going to give us what we are looking for, that is what I stand for. So enough of all this ranting and insult and abuse and taking parts, condemning what happened in another place, why you are not condemning what happened in your village and in your town. So thank you so much for coming out to explain all these things. And once again, I apologize for whatever I may have said against you. Thank you. Thank you, Ijele, and thank you, Iroanya, once again. Yeah, we will need to talk more. We will need to talk more, Iroanya, personally, and then know where we take it from there. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Dr. Clifford Iroanya, I think I will give you his number. So whenever you're free, call him. Then those IPOB members that are telling me you take calls from non-IPOB members, let me show you the screen, please. I want to share my screen now. I want to share the screen. Guys, this is the screen. When you come down there, find out that there are people here. This is me. This is me here. This is the screen. This is Dr. Clifford Iroanya. I'm not going to accept this person because he did not open his camera. I'm going one after the other. This one, there is no camera. So I'm going to bring Onyekachi, who is my friend. After Onyekachi, I'll bring this brother. Okay? I am not the type that will run away from any debate. Ask those who know me. Me, run away for anyone, lie, you never start. Let me bring on our brother. Hello, my brother. Good evening. Ha! Good evening, my brother. Welcome to the program.
Hello. Good evening, Mazi. Mr. Iba, good evening, sir. Because I want to try to speak in a foreign language whereby everybody will get my question and I want to ask you some questions. Formerly, you are a former IPOB principal officer. Maybe he rose to some top command. I want to ask, when did you started IPOB with Nnamdi Kanu and the rest of them? That is my number one question. Number two, when did you left IPOB and Nnamdi Kanu, and for what reason? And for what reason you left them? That is number two question. Number third question I want to ask is, because I was following the program for more than an hour now, I tried to come in since I was trying to fix my email. So the third question I want to ask, you do mention IPOB not be careful, there will be tag FTO, Foreign Terrorist Organization. I want to ask you, in your own humanly conscience, we know that Nigerian government have tagged IPOB, terrorist organization, for about 3 years or so now. I want to ask you, in humanly conscience, as a person, if you are the one presiding over that competent court of decision that tag IPOB, terrorist organization, will you, in your own humanity conscience, tag IPOB as a terrorist organization, or is IPOB a terrorist organization which you once had as principal officers? This is the three questions I want to ask.
Okay, I wrote them down. That's when if you are dealing with an intelligent or a learned man, when you ask question, the person will write it down. Number one question, the first question is when I joined IPOB, right?
When did you people started it within Nnamdi Kanu, or when did you join?
Oh, when IPOB started, IPOB was actually, the idea was mooted towards the end of 2012. I'm sorry, your questions, especially your second question, shows that you did not join this program when we started. Because if you
joined, I didn't join when you people started. You
had me when I talked about a man called Fred Onyale, who called one day in 2012 and recommended that we form an organization called Indigenous People of Biafra, because that was the name that was raised by the person that actually brought that name for the first time. So this is history now. You need to know. If you have a pen, write it down. The very first person that mentioned that name at all was a man called Dr. Dozie Ikedife. Dr. Dozie Ikedife. He's late now. He died. He's no longer alive. He was the person that mentioned it. Now, the first person that now put it down in paper, in writing, is Barrister Emeka Emekese. So they started talking about it on radio. It was now Fred Onyale in Germany that called sometime in 2012 and said that we need to form this organization worldwide. So the credit goes to Fred Onyale in 2012. That's one half of your question. Then the second half is that I got involved fully in 2013. I got involved in 2013. Are you hearing that now? Because you asked me two questions. When IPOB was formed, 2012. When I joined it, early 2013. Actually, I started it late 2012, but formalized it in early 2013. That's your number one question. But it looks like you have something to say even on that number one question.
Good and fine. You do say the organization was first mentioned by the Mr. Man you mentioned, may so rest in peace. You made mention of it. He said it started, you people started saying it on radio. Which of the radio do you people started evangelizing
not
it?
Me, not me. Listen carefully, not me. When the radio started, again, I'm sorry you didn't join this program on time. I mentioned Tabu Masebu. I mentioned Chukunebunezi, I mentioned Wada Amarachi. I mentioned Barrister Meke Mekesri. I mentioned Dr. Chukwuma Ekemba. I mentioned the Barrister Mamezu, and then Nnamdi Kanu. Those were the people running the radio in 2012 when they started about April or thereabout. That's when they started mentioning it. When they were running the radio, not me. It was being mentioned in the radio by them running the radio, not me.
Is it Radio Biafra? This was being mentioned on the radio.
Yes, YES. Yes.
Okay.
Radio Biafra in 2012 when they started running that radio. They were the ones mentioning IPOB. Then Fred Onyale called from Germany and said, look, we should form this organization and make it present in every country. And Nnamdi Kanu agreed. So when you talk about the present IPOB cities, now it is the idea of Fred Onyale in terms of having them in different countries. But the name is the acronym. The acronym itself is from Dr. Desir Ike, but put in writing by Emeke Mekesri and now mentioned in their radio broadcast. Is that clear? Is your question number one very clear?
Very clear then. You get involved 2013 officially. 2013 you become involved officially.
Yes.
And you rose to become one of the top leaders in IPOB. Then I want to know what happened you left.
You did not ask me that. What you asked me is when IPOB was formed and when I joined.
Yes. I asked you when did you, then what happened you left IPOB?
Also added, why did you leave IPOB?
Yes, I said it.
Number two, there are three questions. I want to be sure because, we have to deal with this one after the other. The question number one is, when was IPOB formed?
It's understood. I get it.
Did you get that properly? Is there anything I'm missing in that?
I'm satisfied with your question number one. I'm coming to question number two.
My question,
you get involved, and why did you leave after losing to the principal officer?
You are satisfied with my answer. You are not satisfied with my question because you asked the question.
I said I'm satisfied with your first answer for the first question. I am satisfied with it. I'm now coming to second question.
Question number two, you asked me when I left and why. That's the question. If I did not get
when you left and why, and you rose to become one of the top leaders in IPOB.
You are adding something now. You are adding something else. That was not your question. Your question was when I left and why.
Yes, good and fine. Okay, I want to come in here. Well, yes, answer me that one.
I'm repeating your question to you so that you don't add anything, smuggle anything from behind. Your question is...
I'm not smuggling anything.
When I left and why?
Yes.
I was told that I have been expelled on the 17th of March 2017. I was told that I have been expelled in In fact, I was expelled on radio. And let me tell you this. As at the time I was with IPOB, listen to this very carefully. As at the time I was with IPOB, and for those who are going to be cutting 5 minutes, let them cut this one. As at the time I was with IPOB, from the time I joined to the time I left IPOB, there was no official appointment letter to anybody. Let me repeat that so that it will sink, because many a times when you say something 2 times, it sinks, and I like doing that. From the time I joined IPOB to the time I left, there was no official appointment letter, no engagement letter, no hire letter. You are only put in your position by announcement, and you are removed by announcement. And so I was announced in October as the COC, coordinator for coordinator, 2014. By March, March 2017, I was announced as removed from IPOB. That was it. Again, sorry you are late. I'm not going to go into details, but I have told what I recommend to you is for you to go back to this thing when it finishes. Go back and listen to it again, because if I begin to tell you why I was removed, not that I left, I was removed. So the question itself is even wrong. Why I left? I didn't leave. I was removed. So,
EJ, you have to give me 3 minutes, please. EJ, 3 minutes.
Listen now, listen to me. You have to go back, listen to what I have said, what happened. Because if I say that again, we are not going to leave here in the next 1 hour. That's the question.
The last question is was about whether IPOB is justifiably a terrorist organization. Answer that one, and I will chip in my own too.
Yes, my brother. Going by the utterances and the actions of Nnamdi Kanu, let me repeat this, because sometimes when we are biased, somebody is saying something, it will enter from this ear and it will leave from the other ear. That's why I want to repeat what I'm saying now. Going by the utterances and the actions of Nnamdi Kanu, who represents IPOB, I repeat again so that it will sink. Going by the utterances and the actions of Nnamdi Kanu, who represents IPOB, they are justified to be tagged a terrorist organization. Going by his utterances and his action. Nnamdi Kanu on the 7th of September went to Hofia and announced to the world that he is going to assassinate Buhari, cut off his head, and bring it to Biafra land. Is
that all?
Please, my brother,
can you pull up that announcement he made? Do you have it?
No, it's not close. I didn't bring it here because I never thought we would use it. Now, my brother, let me go again. This is the definition of terrorism. This is the definition of terrorism. 1, it's a noun. The use of violence and threats to intimidate or coerce, especially for political purposes. 2, the state of fear and submission produced by terrorism or terrorization. 3, a terroristic method of governing or of resisting a government. Now, watch here, my brother. This is what these people posted about me. Now they said that I was a human trafficker in Libya. That this and this happened, that and my brother, what do you call that? Please, my brother Onekachi, I want you to answer that question. What do you call that?
Ijele, just like how you are my very good friend. We talk together one-on-one. Like as I told you, like as I told you, sometimes Nnamdi Kanu may not be aware of what is happening or what IPOB members or other people are doing. against you, or it may not even be an Igbo man in person that is doing this to you. Excuse me, 1 minute. Excuse me.
Before you go,
I always...
I will give you a start for me. So wait. Nnamdi, the stupid idiot is watching here. That criminal on air uttered. Someone called him and said that he was calling from Libya. That fool, Jagudo Nuo Shichineke Koroki, Afo Buru Naga, Abrabaja, Abalarandinga. Amwahagidara Kamune Woke, their first son, who's supposed to be the one who's supposed to be the first son, died as a madman. And
okay, don't go there side. Yeah, family something.
No. You didn't hold him where he was insulting me. That is
I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn something.
Are you his attorney now? Are you? Why can't
no, I am not anybody attorney. I am a neutral man, which you know.
No, excuse me, my brother. Please, did I interrupt you? Why don't you let him answer for himself? Please.
You just ask him to interpret the definition of terrorism.
No, he has seen it. He knows it.
I know where he's going.
Thunder, idiot to a thunder gabobu. Anu here anu a gawu ni unwai on a fu unwai ni nempa Biafra first lady. This anu here na aga ha nwu ofuma train ga akwori. Idiot to epo ho no na. O ga kpogida ha one day ponu nwo. That idiot, somebody called him from Libya. This fool asked the person, I know you are not those ones that are selling our women like that person in Turkey. Ask him. This fool has ordered his people to take them. I'm not. Let him come and defend it. Chineke ga uyoku. Idiot ungora ni on ejenu bo He ordered on air. On air, he uttered it. So don't even tell me how to get angry.
My last but not the least, Mr. Iroanya, because I heard you when you are saying you talk about Lower Niger Congress. I want to know what is this Lower Niger Congress stand for? Who are their members? And who are the leadership of that organization, and what the organization stands for in manifesting our people from this mess we are going through in Nigeria. Yes, thank you.
It's an opportunity because a lot of mischief and misinformation has been. This is a very good opportunity. Thank you very much. You've given me something that I've never got the opportunity. Lower Niger Congress is a self-determination organization of the Southeast and the South-South. I repeat, Lower Niger Congress is a self-determination organization of the Southeast and the South-South. It actually is called a self-determination collective. That's the actual word. It's a self-determination collective of the Southeast and the South-South. So it is made up of people of Southeast and South-South. Now, Lower Niger Congress, the president of Lower Niger Congress is Dr. Fred Abayebe. I repeat that because anything I want to say, I'll repeat it.
Dr. who?
Fred Abayebe. A-G-B-E-Y-E-G-B-E. Abayebe, Dr. Fred Abayebe is the president of Lower Niger Congress.
From which ethnic nationality?
From Ishekiri.
Good.
Fred Abayebe is an Ishekiri man, a constitutional lawyer. The Secretary General of Lower Niger Congress is
Nnamdi.
Secretary General. And let me say, before I proceed naming others, let me say this. In any organization that has a Secretary General is the most visible than any other, position. A typical example is the United Nations. You know that the United Nations has a president, but how many times have you heard about?
They are elected every year. They are elected every year. I think Turkish man now is the President General of United Nations General Assembly.
You normally hear of. In the labor union, for instance, You always hear of Secretary General of the Labor Union, even in student union. So that's why he's very, very popular. Now, Mark Olise is from Ipob. He is the Deputy Director of Communication. You have TK Ogoriba, a board member. He's an Ijoma. You have Fred Epo. He is a Calabar man. You have Asari Dokubo. Go and ask anybody know that you know that no Asari Dokubo. Ask Asari Dokubo is an official, one of the founding members of LNC. Here I am in Houston here. The president of LNC, Texas, is Tony Henshaw. He's from the ruling family. You know the Obong of Calabar is the Henshaw. That's the Tony Henshaw is the president. He is deputized by Banigo, Dr. Banigo. You have people like Ebunike, Dr. Ebunike. You have Chijoke Ojatu. So those are the officials that you have. What does LNC stand for? LNC stands for the self-determination of the constituent ethnic nationality of the lower Niger area, which is called politically as the Southeast and the South-South. And their target is to precipitate a referendum through the instrument of constitutional force majeure. Constitutional force majeure means that we are no longer going to be obedient to the Nigerian constitution. And Lower Niger is not doing that alone. They are working with the other ethnic nationalities. The other blocks, which is the Yoruba side and the Middle Belt. They came together to form an organization, which they call MNN. The time they were forming this organization, they met in a room, locked themselves up, and said, the name of this organization is Movement for No Nigeria. However, if we come out at this point, we are forming it, and call it Movement for No Nigeria, Obasanjo will lock us up for treason. Therefore, we will call it Movement for New Nigeria. At the time it is too late for anybody to do anything, we will not call it the true name. And that is why, if you listen to Tony Nnamdi today, he will tell you it is Movement for No Nigeria. He revealed this secret to Nnamdi Kanu in 2013. Instead of Nnamdi Kanu to keep it to himself, he came to radio and was announcing people are New Nigeria. People are doing here. Are we talking about New Nigeria, or are we talking about
the host?
That was a secret. A secret he gave to his brother. He used it against him. So Lower Niger Congress is called organizing in conjunction with the other blocks from a Movement for No Nigeria MNN, and now they are at the point of declaring a constitutional force majeure, which will trigger a transitioning government, because you cannot just wake one day. You can't just wake one day and then there is an independence. You have to have a transition. So the transitional body will now work with the government of the day and organize a referendum that will be supervised by the United Nations. Keep in mind, a UN-backed and a UN-supervised referendum. Now, say what you want to say so that it doesn't look like I'm shutting you up.
Thank you. Ijele, thank you very much. Mr. Clifford, I appreciate it. But the last I want to ask here, this Lower Niger Congress, did they have grassroots membership across the eastern region of Nigeria, the old eastern region of Nigeria? Did they have grassroots membership?
Lower Niger Congress has members beyond eastern region. It is not an they have members. They have a secretariat. Hold on, let me pull up the address here. Oh my goodness. I don't have, oh no. They have an address They have a physical address. Lower Niger Congress has a physical address at Amadimadi Street in Port Harcourt and a physical address in Lagos. Physical. Can anybody show me a physical address of IPOB in Nigeria? No, not Nigeria is even too much. In Biafra land, they have an physical address.
Okay. Sir, in conclusion of my own part, I appreciate you so much for trying to explain, trying to convince me. The thing I understand in all this is that IPOB, Lower Niger Congress, they have the same mission but different ideology. Everyone have two of you organizations have the same destination but different ideology to accomplish it. I am not a member of IPOB. I am not a member of Lower Niger Congress. I wanted something that will help our people to have our self-determination.
Now, I want to ask you now. What is the plan? What is the roadmap? What is the plan of IPOB? Can you tell me?
My brother, please. You see, if we can plan now, see, we will reschedule these things, We've segued into something else. At this point, I think we've done justice to the program. Please.
All right, sir. Next time I would like to hook up with your program again to ask more questions and be more enlightened, because I like asking questions because I'm a layman. I try to learn every day.
Every Saturday, you come to
something else, please. Anybody who comes to this program and say, I am not an IPOB member, but the assignment I'm giving for those who want to come again. Please,
honestly speaking,
no. Go and get more information, because the question I'll be asking you, you may not be able to answer it. Just like Okoye, I've told Okoye now, go and make research for IPOB. You are not an IPOB. It's not a crime. I'm okay with that. I was an IPOB member. So
okay, the thing is this about me.
You are confessed that you are not an IPOB member. The recommendation I'm making, or the advice I'm giving, go and read up about IPOB, go and get information about IPOB, so that when you come next time, we can have a very good debate, discussion. So that if I ask you certain things, you will be able to answer on behalf of the IPOB, because now I am answering you on behalf of LNC. I want you to have enough information about IPOB so that when I ask you, you will be able to answer as well. Thank you.
I am listening from the both side, NLC, IPOB, because I was a victim of myself. Me personally, I was a victim of myself then when myself was training. We had young children starting myself at that time. But when myself fell along the road, I'm taking my time to find who among those that will emancipate our people to a better life before I will join that organization. I'm not in head.
That is why it may even be better for you to be with IPOB. But for you to do that, you need to find information about them. That's why I'm recommending. Because for me now, I can convince you, I can give you all the information you need. I'm well grounded in IPOB and I'm well grounded in LNC. But you are not grounded in any of these. So it is better not just only come here to talk to me about LNC. Take your time to find information about IPOB, so that so that sometimes I may ask you certain things, or I may make certain.
Thank you.
About IPOB, you can say no, that is not correct, because maybe this is it. So go take time.
The conversation continues.
IPOB people and find out their plan, find out their strategies, find out their roadmap, find everything about them, and then we can talk. Thank you.
Thank you, my people. I thank all of you. My brother Onekachi, I don't want to cut you. So that was why I allowed you to enjoy yourself. Thank you for coming. Greet madam for me. Okay?
You do. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yes. My people, I thank you so much. Please, our father, Mr. Dr. Clifford Iroanya, please use 5 minutes and thank our people. If there's another thing you need to summarize, please summarize it, because we've taken more time than I thought.
Yes. Let me say this. I was truly touched by Onwuka Anyanwu, I think Sunday Onwuka Anyanwu, right? That's his name?
Yeah. Sunday Onwuka Anyanwu.
And Odogutolagwa in Germany. I was truly touched by their humility and their honesty. And it would be very bad of me to not to copy their example. Therefore, in following with their own example, I will also tender the same apology to those people that I have offended in one way or the other. I know now in the 5 minutes cutting, they will cut this one now, and they won't even say other things I said. They will cut. Oh, Iroanya apologizes to Nnamdi Kanu. Will cut it and it will go. Yeah, but
Nnamdi Kanu is not the person. Nobody is apologizing to that idiot here.
I will say sorry to all those.
I can block one.
Pissed off and all that, especially our dear sister Rita and Bob, because I told her some things that are unprintable. I apologize to her and also to others. And then finally, Ijele, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. And I want to talk to everybody, especially those in IPOB. Please, make sure that you refrain from what will make U.S. State Department designate IPOB as a foreign terrorist organization. Number 2, I say it again. Onye mapa nwoke nyobi ano na New York. If he comes on air or anywhere he is and decided to say things that he's not sure of,
thank you, my brother.
Cleaner. Now, finally, I want everybody to please support the forthcoming constitutional force majeure. The reason we are not giving date is that you know how that country is. If you give a particular date, the whole thing will be subverted. So, but it is coming. It is coming very soon. And something I want to say here that I have not said before. It is a multi-regional action. The constitutional force majeure is not an organization thing, or LNC, or OPC. It's a region. The regions are coming together. The three blocks, the middle belt, the lower Niger area, and then the southwest. It is going to happen very soon. Please let us support it. And Ijel, I know you permit me to say this, that tomorrow the Daughters of Truth will be hosting somebody from.
I wanted to. I was just trying to show them. I put up the page. My people, tomorrow, please, he will tell you the time, but this is the page. Daughters of Truth. Will you please go like and follow the page, Daughters of Truth. That's the page our brother Dr. Clifford Iroanya always broadcast on. That is the page he always broadcasts on, guys. And sir, I don't know if you have any private account where people will add you up, so they will follow you and get some updates from you.
No, for now I haven't created just my normal Facebook account. I haven't opened it yet.
What's the name of the Facebook account? Normal Facebook. What's the name of it?
It's just the way it is there. If anybody's seen my name here, that's how it is. Clifford Iroanya. That's it. I don't have any.
My people, go add him up on Clifford Iroanya. Like I said before, go follow this page. Go like and follow this page, Daughters of Truth. You will see some nice contents there. And those of you that are going there to make noise, no problem. Keep on digging your graves. Now, if your plan is to make your group a terrorist organization worldwide, I will tell you are doing a very good job at that. And I always call you people own goal specialists. Keep on scoring the own goal. This is Daughters of Truth for the same people, for the people who still have their brains intact. This is where you go and follow them. You see many contents there. Okay. Thank you, my brother, for joining us this wonderful evening. Please, my regards to your family. Tell Madam that I thank her so much, and I'm sorry for not taking permission for stealing you for 3 hours and 40 minutes. Tell her I'm very sorry that I'm guilty as charged, but one of the things I will make it up to her. Okay, my brother. Thank you for joining us this day, and I will have to let you go now, sir.
Thank you. God bless you.
Bye. Yeah, you too. How? Thank you guys on YouTube. I'll have to let the YouTube stream go now. Thanks for sharing and liking it. And those of you that are thumbing it down, don't worry. I appreciate you for thumbing it down. That one counts as like. It's the same thing. So stop killing yourself. I thank each and every one of you on YouTube for joining us. My people.